Time to Kincade and Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Yes, we are here. Good Tuesday morning to you. I hope everybody enjoyed their 3-day weekend, as yesterday was Memorial Day. And, of course, our thoughts go out to everybody whose lives were lost, and we appreciate everybody who helped protect this country over the many, many years, Johnny. And I hope you enjoyed your washout.
Yeah, what a washout weekend it was.
Yeah, that was a...
I did not swing a golf club, so if I'm a little salty at times today, it might be there might be a reason for it.
Yeah, it's
not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's just a reason.
It just happens, like all the time.
God, that was the worst. No. That was the worst
that was bad.
Memorial Day weekend ever. And but good to be back, and we have some good stuff to talk about.
Hell yeah, we do, man. And it starts with your annual tradition, which technically took place yesterday.
It did.
We're not on the air on Monday, Memorial Day Monday. We had the well-deserved day off, John. We've been working hard.
Yeah, we've been just exhausted.
Today, we will be able to, for the first time, check the Major League Baseball standings on the air, because it's something that John Kincade says you should wait to do, even though there's some of us that are doing it like 8 games into the season. Can you explain why you're over your years of doing this in the industry, Philadelphia, the ATL, you name it, what made you wait till Memorial Day?
Because I got corrected by Major League Baseball players and some execs back in the day. John Sherholtz.
Yep.
Legendary Hall of Fame guy who built the Braves run, once was correcting me on, well, why are you worrying about the standings in April? And we got into a discussion about it. And he said, if you do your research, which is always one of those things where somebody's telling you, get your head out of your ass.
Right.
He said, if you do your research, standings mean nothing in April. And they don't. And so he said a very good sample size that I always have looked at is he says is Memorial Day. I think you're then looking at around a third of the season is usually gone, and you can usually tell what kind of a baseball club that you have. So I started to look at that, and after getting dressed down like that, I started to just embrace it and look at it, and it really does make a lot of sense, because year after year you see it, that baseball standings, especially in the era of the wild card, mean nothing in April and May.
Especially with the third team that makes the wild card.
They mean absolutely nothing.
Now,
so what you don't want to do is just be an absolute abject failure disaster. And as long as you hover around 500 or close to it, you're fine. You're fine. You're in it.
There is the old saying that you can't win a division in April,
Correct.
But you could potentially lose the division in April.
Well, the division, that's if you're worried. But again, in the era of this right now, I'm not worried about the division, because the Phillies have actually had their better Octobers when they don't win the division.
Right.
So to me, I'm not worried about it, because the Phillies have been a better October team when they don't win the division, which I also don't think makes any sense to me. But it's the way it's fallen.
Underdogs run faster, Johnny.
It's the way that it's fallen, and the way that it's gone. I actually think that there is some potential voodoo to the idea of not taking that week off, that maybe having that week off bothers teams.
Maybe you're thinking
it's not
too
a good
much,
thing. Maybe
or you're just not playing baseball every single day.
Exactly. It hasn't worked. Last 4 National League East champions have lost in the first round.
Yeah. So if you check the standings this morning, the Phillies are 9 games back of the Atlanta Braves for first place in the division. But if you check over at the wild card tab, the Phillies are 2.5 games back of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
So in other words, they're right there.
And they're playing better baseball. If we did this exercise 2 or 3 weeks ago, it would be a whole lot different conversation. But Magic Mattingly got them back over 500. Then they took a couple of bad losses against the Guardians, where their starting pitching, the Phillies starting pitching, was ridiculous. But stop me if you've ever heard this before. The Phillies bats came up small.
This weekend, though, am I stupid? Well, I shouldn't say to you, am I stupid? Because I could. That's a loaded question. Am I stupid that I walked out of that series, though, smiling? I walked out of the weekend series, though, frustrated with the bats, but smiling, going, if I expect them to be an October team, and that pitching just made me think of an October series and saying those two at the top looking so amazing. I decided that, to me, I'm going to focus on those two looked so amazing that it made it just, they were such a pleasure to watch.
That's great. That's how it played out against the Dodgers, and they lost the series. Like the starting pitching against the Dodgers was great. They were fantastic against the Dodgers, and they still lost because the bats came up small.
Yeah, I think I would tell you that I think and I could point to it chapter and verse. The manager came up small too. The strategic decisions of a manager came up really small. I'm more confident that there'll be better decisions made this time around.
This is interesting because not everyone had the day off yesterday. Myself and B. Gunn were hosting, and our poll, our Dr. Avidan Appel Twitter poll, was what's your biggest takeaway?
The poll was strong on an off day, too.
There's no off days for the poll.
That's how you know Dr. Avidan Appel's got it going.
And our question was about the takeaway from that series, if it was the offensive issues or the exceptional pitching.
What was your take?
Mine was the pitching, but I'm Mr. Positive. 92% of responders on our final numbers said the bats.
Of course.
Mine is the pitching.
I agree with you, Johnny.
I walked away and just said, I believe this team is going to get to October. And all I was dreaming of is I believe what I'm seeing out of those two guys right now. And do I expect it to continue to that level? I don't. I don't think you can be that dominant over I don't know how long you can sustain that level of dominance. But I'll tell you, I was so impressed.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much fun to watch.
They're studs. And
I'm so proud of Wheeler. And Sanchez just keeps taking it to another level.
He's incredible. One of my buddies, Connor, you know him, the Shinkle from baseball and basketball. He was sending me, man, Sanchez, Wheeler, it's like Holiday and Lee from back in the day when Lee was like really had his head on right.
Wow.
Cliff Lee.
Don't even get me started on him.
That didn't last long.
Get me started on him.
But the major difference between that duo is that Christopher Sanchez is 29 years old. Like, he's young. Like, this isn't what Christopher Sanchez is doing right now is not going away anytime soon. Now, to that level, like you said. Like,
to that level.
His last 4 outings, 8 shutout, 7 shutout, 9 complete game shutout, 8 shutout. Like, I'm not expecting zeros every single night, but I'm expecting him to be the better pitcher on a given night, which gives your team a chance to win. Unfortunately, they still lost.
Well, Thursday afternoon, he goes for franchise record.
Yeah.
He has to go 4 innings, I believe, I think he has to go 4 innings. And he'll set the franchise record for the longest streak of scoreless innings, which to me is freaking unbelievable.
He's one of the greatest stories I don't want to say Phillies franchise history just yet, but, think about it. Nobody expected this. Nobody thought that this guy who you traded a player that nobody knew and Curtis Meade for this guy. And then at one point, they were definitely leaning toward Bailey Falter over Christopher Sanchez. That was
they gave Falter a bigger chance, right?
Yeah,
on a bigger stage, they gave Falter a bigger chance.
And he came up small, and then Sanchez pitched well, and you're like, all right, this guy's got some decent stuff. He'll be a nice long man in the bullpen. That's what the Phillies were telling you. And then all of a sudden, this guy just kept on saying, no, that's not who I am. I am a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball, and man, has he been a good one. So our question for you today, it's 610-632-0975. As John Kincade checks the standings finally for the first time, are the Phillies more leaning towards still true contender? We're talking World Series. We're not talking winning division.
Yeah, we're not talking winning division.
And we're not talking getting to the playoffs, right? Because those days are past us. We're talking World Series contender or a team that needs to scrap it. Coming up at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, you do that little dramatic pause there.
Yeah. That's because I've been hanging out with you, Mr. Soap Opera.
Yeah, it's very, but they do that. They say, do you really?
At 7 o'clock, we're going to do an exercise that might suck. And it's going to be about the back of the baseball card and whether or not some of these players will get there this year. Even though the Phillies have made it back to 500, John, which has been so much fun to watch, and Magic Mattingly, we can have all the fun in the world with that. You still look up and down this lineup. This lineup stinks. It's not a good lineup. You're getting Kyle Schwarber, league leader in home runs. You're getting his, right? Bryce Harper's having a very, very good baseball season. Brandon Marsh.
He's having by his career though, he's having an average season, right?
Yeah, but you're still going to take what he's at. Like,
Yeah, he's having an average season.
I'm happy with what Bryce Harper
I'm happy with what
putting out
compared to the rest. Yeah, I'm happy.
Brandon Marsh is hitting the ball, and then it's
Brandon Marsh is the one that I'm going, wow.
everybody else is who's hot this week.
Yep.
And
Yep.
sure,
That's fair.
that can win you games during a baseball season is because if you have 3 consistent batters and you have a 4th guy that's just good for the week, that's great. It's also murky waters to be swimming in because there could be the week, like the first month of the season, where nobody was that 4th guy.
Or you could have the series against the Guardians.
Yeah.
You could have the series against the Guardians
where you can't score runs. Like
those three don't come through. And Schwarber looks like he was lost.
Right. And then he hits the home run yesterday, and it goes to show you how much this team goes as he goes, which is incredible. I mean, you saw the nights that he was out with the illness. Like, the Phillies couldn't hit. Like, his presence in the lineup and when he's doing something in the lineup goes so far for this Phillies, and when he's not, and when the big three's not, and you don't have the daycare anymore, you have the series against Cleveland where you score 4 total runs and you lose 2 of 3.
I'm glad to see the prayers came through. It was good because you do need Kyle back there to lead it. So he's good to see him back there. That helped yesterday. But the pitching yesterday helped out. Look, this team is just, you don't know what you're going to get on a daily basis, and that's what sucks. That's the part of it that stinks.
Yeah.
The amount of money that this team has spent, the amount of money that they put into this lineup, and then to have no idea of what's going to happen on a daily basis, and to realize that Turner's got 7 more seasons, Harper's got 6 more seasons, Schwarber's got 4 more seasons after this one full, that when these bats suck for long periods of time, this is just starting, and there's no getting out from under them. There's nobody's coming for Trey Turner's contract. I believe that I believe Bryce Harper will be a Las Vegas A at some point when they go to Las Vegas. But I mean, these contracts, this is what you got. So for Phillies fans, we got to wish and we got to hope.
All right, well,
that things are going to change.
I'll ask you the question: are they more contender or a team that needs to scrap it in
They can't scrap it
in 2026? No, but you look at it like look at what we're doing.
You mean the mentality?
Look at what we're doing with the Sixers right now, right? Like you can't scrap the Sixers because of how bad the contracts are, right? But like nobody's looking at them as true contender. If people could wave the magic wand, they would get rid of contracts. I'm glad that you came out of that Guardians series, and Connor, I'm not surprised that you did too, with your head held high. I exited that series with, I've seen this before. It's just the month is 5 instead of 10.
I do believe.
Like, I've seen this before.
No, I believe that I've seen teams get carried through October with dominant pitching. And I do believe it can happen. So, yes, I do believe that, I can't put the Phillies and the Sixers are not in the same conversation. The Phillies have given us every reason to believe that when the lights are brightest, they can win games. They can win series. They can come through in the clutch. The Sixers have been a bunch of choking dogs. Let's be honest. So the Phillies at least give you some glimmer of daylight that you think, okay, this could happen. And if you tell me that Wheeler and Sanchez are pitching like this, and they could pitch 80% of what we saw this past weekend come October, yeah, I'm in.
So you're still leaning contender.
Oh no, they're absolutely a contender.
Do I even have to ask Connor Thomas the question? At 610-632-0975 is the number for you to answer. But do I even bother looking at Connor and asking Connor if they are still a true contender or if they're closer to a team that needs to scrap?
Well, if you listened to the show yesterday, you might want to ask me the question. Because yesterday I told Brendan Gunn that it's very hard for me to even squint at this team right now and see them winning the World Series.
Wow, that's amazing.
That shocks me.
There's still more because you're giving me a wide spectrum in this conversation. Like scrap it versus World Series contender. There's still more World Series contender. But there's some major flaws with this team, man. Like, they're there, but it might be 51-49 for me in favor of World Series contender.
What's the biggest flaw you see, Connor?
The righties have done nothing this year, and if you don't get it from some buddy, you're not getting it.
What year is it?
No. It has not been this bad.
Every single
year.
Year.
No, hang on. No, it's not.
We need a right-handed power bat, 2022. We need a right-handed power bat.
We've been saying this.
We need a right-handed power
You're
bat.
missing my point.
2024.
We've had more in previous
You're
seasons.
talking about the guys that are playing down, like Alec Bohm.
Yeah, like Alec Bohm was an all-star starter. Trey Turner won the batting title last year. Nick Castellanos has had great stretches at points when he was a member of this team. This year, you have nothing from the right side of the plate.
Alec Bohm being an all-star starter was an absolute anomaly. An asteroid that comes across the sky every 126 years. It was nothing that was sustainable, nothing that was believable, nothing that anybody was ever going to put their stock into, that was something that we could believe in. It was something where we were like happy to get it.
Yeah.
It was glad to get it. This Phillies team, I've been saying it for too long, and it's been a poorly built team, it's a poorly conceived team, and they just refuse to understand it, and they doubled down on dumb. They've doubled down on the dumbness.
All right, 2026 Phillies. More contender, more team that needs to scrap it. That's our question that we start off with, 610-632-0975. All right, next topic. I can't wait for this one.
Uh-oh.
Because this is going to be a generational debate. I don't mean generational debate that's going to span generations for years to come. I'm talking about 32-year-old man and a man that's a little bit older than 32.
Yeah, I'm older than that.
Eagles voluntary minicamp begins today, or at least they arrive. I don't know if they're actually practicing today or if they're just arriving.
No. There's going to be activities today. There'll be activities today. There'll be probably walkthroughs, classroom stuff, things like that.
They have practice today, tomorrow, and then there's a couple of days off again, and they're back at it.
Exactly.
Do you want vets around?
Yes.
I want them to stay away.
What the hell are you? What are you talking about?
Just come back at June 2nd. Wait till AJ Brown's traded.
Why?
No point of having people ask questions.
Are you serious? You want them to? You don't want them there because of questions?
They're not ducking it. They didn't create any of this.
No,
I understand. This is all
AJ.
And you hate when they have to answer questions for other people.
No, I hate it for them because I know, having done that job, been embedded with a team and having to do that job on a daily basis, that players, there's nothing worse than when you're coming up with your microphone and they're like, you're going to ask me questions. Like if I was doing that job you're going to ask me questions about AJ, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why don't you find him? I'm like, well, he's not here. I got to ask you.
He will definitely not be here.
So he's got to ask you. So I get you, but that's ridiculous.
This
team has to come together.
This is what I hate about it, is that this is how the season's starting. And that's the thing. That's kind of the point I'm getting at.
No, I got you.
Like, do I think it's important for them to be together with a new offensive coordinator? Absolutely. I don't know who the hell's playing safety for this team. Like, there are a lot of things.
Drew Makuba.
There's one. There's a lot. Like, Cooper DeJean's playing base. They're not in base all that much. All right. I know Vic Fangio said that in his press conference.
I think it was 7% of the time.
Yeah,
last year.
They're in nickel more than they're in base. So, like, I know there's a lot of people like, oh, look, the problem solved. Actually, not really, because they're barely in it. I just hate that this is how we're starting the year. I finally reached a point of anger last week on the air with the whole A.J. Brown thing. Like, screw you, dude. Get the hell out of here. Like, I finally reached that point of anger. I hate that this is how they're starting the season.
Okay. Do you believe this team, this veteran bunch, is going to let this be a distraction? Because I do not. I do not. I don't think that they're going to let this – I don't think they're going to let A.J. Brown be a distraction. I think they're going to – get down to business, and I believe that there will be some sort of commentary given by whoever speaks right off the bat that we're talking about the players that are here. And if you want to talk about the players that are here, we'll talk about the players that are here.
You don't think it became a problem at all last year?
Who, AJ?
Yeah.
Well, AJ did become a problem last year, and we'll find out
you're
about.
Saying, like, do you think this veteran leadership? Well, yeah. I think it became a problem last year.
We're gonna find out how much of a problem it became the day that AJ's gone. Then we're going to start, because then the stories will break locally that, oh, here's the stories that you didn't get covered last year, that somehow didn't get talked about locally in the media, never got mentioned about what A.J. Brown was causing around that team. Then we'll find out that story. And when we do, that's a bit of a problem. Then we'll find that out. So, but I don't think this Eagles team's going to let it be a distraction.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
And this isn't new, right? Like, AJ's another level than some of the stuff we've seen, but there are guys still on this team that went through Carson Wentz. There are guys on this team that went through Hassan Reddick. This team has handled adversity like this before. Not having them with a new OC or a defense that needs to figure some positions out because you're scared of the questions, that's an absurd way to approach.
Do you think I don't think Hassan Reddick ever reached this level.
No.
Hassan Reddick didn't at all.
I was just wondering what the hell was wrong with the dude. I was like, what's your What's your problem?
Well, he's shown what he is.
Yeah, it didn't really work out for him.
No, it really didn't work out.
Didn't he, miss the Super Bowl?
I mean, he's just
Hassan Reddick. That was an all-time bad gamble on his part.
terrible.
But, that one didn't really work out. I just hate that we're at this point where we're starting a season where you're hoping for a major bounce back because last year sucked. Last year was painful. Last year was not a fun year of
Last
Eagles
year
football.
sucked.
And this is how we're starting off this year. And it makes sense because June 1st isn't for another couple of days, and that's if it happens on June 1st. I lean towards Shefty's reporting, but there's still people saying it could be later. I saw Florio saying June 2nd.
You don't think Schefter's golf trip you're not believing in the Schefter golf trip plan?
I believe in the Schefter golf trip plan because I don't think Schefter turns his back on his boys.
I don't think he does
I don't
either.
think he's going to say, you know what, sorry, can't.
Well, it might be a scramble. He might be able to report while also waiting to take his next shot. You never know.
Could be.
I hate scrambles, by the way. Just think, I'll take a shamble over a scramble anytime.
Renee checks in on our YouTube chat. That was a not so slick way of working A.J. Brown.
Okay, well, I do wonder. No, but I do wonder. I do wonder because I'm really going to. Now, here's the one thing I'm glad you're going to be back for. And it was one of the people I saw this weekend was very much looking forward to it. And they were hoping that you will step back from your original statement. It's June 2nd day. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear all the backtracking from the media created this.
Well,
I can't wait.
That's not going to be backtracking. That's going to be.
No, they're going to be. No, they have to backtrack from their statements because then it'll be.
Oh, you're
what
right.
will be
First
the next thing that's created?
Never real. Yeah.
AJ didn't want to leave. AJ didn't want to do that. And did AJ purchase some property in Massachusetts or not?
Did that happen?
Could have happened. I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he did.
All right, coming up next, we'll get some of your text messages on the Davis Honda text line. Are the Phillies in 2026 more contender or team that needs to get closer to scrapping it, even though it might not be likely? There was a storyline from yesterday's Phillies game that surrounded a player, and we play the honesty game next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies shut out the Pods. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies shut out the Padres last night on the way to a 3-0 win in the series opener out in San Diego. Jesus Luzardo went 6 shutout innings, getting out of multiple tough spots. Kyle Schwarber and Brandon Marsh both went deep in the win. Luzardo talked about the effort after the game.
I feel like I've had a lot of outings this year where it's felt pretty grindy, but yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. The easy outings are always fun, but when you have to really work for it, I think at the end of the day, it kind of makes you feel better about it.
And boy, did he have to work for it last night, but the Phils found a way. Game 2 is tonight at 9:40 p.m. as Aaron Nola tries to find a get-right start. He faces Ramon Vasquez in the pitching matchup. The Eagles report for OTAs today as they begin their off-season team activities in full. We'll keep you updated on what we hear about the institution of the new offense under offense coordinator Sean Mannion and all the other Birds news, including potentially A.J. Brown. In the NBA, the Knicks crushed the Cavs en route to sweeping their way to the NBA Finals. In the NHL, the Canes took down the Canadiens 3-2 in overtime to take a 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals in hockey. Amy Fadul joins us from the 8 o'clock hour till the end of the show. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Silvana, what are your thoughts? Now back to Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
It is 6:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. What did you say in my ear there, Connor?
I said I might have blown through the 9 o'clock sponsor yesterday. It's harder than it looks, so I apologize. I'll hit myself. Yeah, my
Every
bad.
once in a while, I get excited. I come out of commercial and I step on the bagster. And it's not because I don't appreciate or respect
The
the
dumpster
bagster.
in the bag?
The dumpster in a bag. I love it. It's a 5 cubic yard dumpster in a bag. Like,
3 cubic yard, but
sorry,
you just made it bigger.
I don't listen to you. But it's every once in a while, come out of break. You got something hot that you want to talk about. You jump over the sponsor, and now you know.
And now you know.
All right. Phillies win yesterday. They beat the Padres. Game 1 of their 3-game series. That's what's in. I saw a great tweet about whether or not those guys are still allowed in the ballpark at Petco. I would ban them for life. The guys that did that song before the 2022 NLCS.
Yeah, they were pretty. They're pretty rugged dudes.
Yeah, I would not let them go to games anymore. I also had another thought randomly yesterday. Does the Phillies Karen lady still watch Phillies baseball, or is that too now much of a stain of her life? Because that woman was ripped to shreds, deservedly so. There is nothing nice I can say about that person, other than she did show good hustle.
She had a very bad moment in her life. I hope that she.
Do you think she watches the Phillies, though?
I hope she does.
Because that would be a constant reminder.
Well, I don't know if there was only any comparison we could make to a bad incident in Miami and how that person feels about the baseball team still.
And that's Nick Castellanos. And Nick Castellanos, now a member of the San Diego Padres. Phillies are basically paying them to have him and also paying Adolis Garcia. Can't wait to give you some fun stats on that matchup.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
But here was Nick Castellanos. As you can imagine, he had the chance to speak to members of the media yesterday.
The Phillies media flocked to him, by the way. He wasn't saying, come to me, let me go off on the Phillies.
Right, and you knew he was playing yesterday because Luzardo was on the mound, and he's a platoon player for San Diego. He plays against left-handed starting pitching. So Nick Castellanos was going to be in the lineup, and here he was talking a little bit about the Fightins.
How do you look back on
Great, man. There was a lot of winning. Obviously, we fell up short of winning a World Series, which is the ultimate goal. But, 4 straight trips to the postseason, deep into the postseason, a lot of memorable moments, a lot of sad moments, but it's going to be a part of my life that I remember forever.
Yeah, a lot of sad moments. Some of my favorite moments still.
Fantastic moments.
Like 2022, that run will always be special.
And Nick was a part of some really good moments here.
He had more moments in the playoffs than most of the players
I saw people
here.
I saw people getting up in their feelings yesterday about Nick talking about the Phillies. Like, Nick couldn't wait to talk about the Phillies. The Phillies press corps just ascended onto Nick Castellanos to talk to him.
By the way, the Phillies couldn't wait to get rid of him.
They knew to talk to him. They knew they wanted to talk to him, and he is willing to talk. And I thought it was very candid conversation. It was good.
Yeah.
It's good conversation. And I don't think he went out of his way to paint himself as being any – I don't think he painted himself as being any choir boy.
No.
Or that he was blameless or that he got dealt a raw deal. I think he just, it was clear there's some things he didn't like.
He did say he would have come back, which there was no way that was happening, but he said that he would have come back to the Phillies. Now, honesty game.
Yes.
There were 2 moments when Nick Castellanos was up to bat. One with the bases loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think he was going to come through for the San Diego Padres? Hand raise, I thought he was.
I did not.
I did.
Okay.
He's batting 190.
Right,
I did not.
you saw enough of the Castellanos era in Philadelphia, and you know how he's playing this year for San Diego that you did not think. I just thought the way
I thought he was
the way the universe works sometimes.
No, I thought he was going to
loaded.
I thought he was going to come through with it might have been a single.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
might have been something, but I thought he was going to come through.
No. You guys aren't looking deep enough. You know what he's going to do. Inning number 3. Game 3 against Christopher Sanchez. Scoreless inning streak on the line, franchise record. That'll be the Castellanos
That'll
spot.
be the one. Well, speaking of inning number 3, I think that was about the time when he hit one deep to left field. Did you think it was out? I thought it was going off the bat.
I did.
Off the bat, I was like, that ball, that's a moonshot. And it pretty much was. It just was hit too high to the moon and not far enough because Marsh was able to get under it.
I did.
And he gets out in that spot, too. But real quick, leading up to that, inning-ending ground ball in the first inning. Dude, I know you've always been calling Trey Turner a butcher. That ball was. If Larry Boa, which he still does, said, "Hey, let's go out there and I'm going to hit the fungo to you, and I'm going to put it in the perfect spot just for your confidence to go up." And I believe Larry Boa can do that. He's got that skill with the fungo.
He absolutely does.
That's the ground ball that Trey Turner got yesterday in the first inning with one man on.
What Trey Turner could complicate a 3-minute egg. My mom would say it to me sometimes. She'd go, "John, you could complicate a 3-minute egg." She'd be like, "You're overthinking this. You're just doing. You're stop overthinking this. Like you're making this harder than it has to be."
Yeah.
Trey Turner's not good in the field. He's not good in the field. And you could try to spin any stat you want, you stat nerds.
Oh, well, there is a stat that says that Trey is really good at getting to this ball by this Vorborg matrix tells me he sucks. He's terrible.
I mean, the ball was hit right to him, too.
He's
you don't even
terrible.
have to give me, what did you just say, Vorbor? You don't even have to give me Vorbor.
He's Edward Scissor.
That ball went right to him.
He's Edward frickin' Scissorhands.
And thank God Luzardo gets out. Luzardo pitched.
Luzardo beautiful.
Had one of the worst great outings I've ever watched yesterday.
One of the
6 innings,
right.
4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Every inning felt like they were going to score 2 runs.
Right.
And he kept getting out of it. He goes 6 scoreless.
You know what's funny though is that it's those kind of outings though make me go that there's a toughness about it.
Oh, absolutely.
That makes me go, okay, he's battling through. But with Luzardo, I think I just know it's never going to be easy. It's just never going to be easy with him.
ERA now down to 4.38. He's pitching much, much better as of late. His last 3 outings, he's combined for 18 innings, just 2 earned runs allowed. Both of those in the Cincinnati game where they unfortunately lose 4-1 because the bats are the bats. All right. Now, real quick before we get to the text line, Todd Zalecki put this out there yesterday morning before the Phillies began their series with the Padres. The Phillies are paying Nick Castellanos about $19.2 million to play for the Padres. He's batting 190 with 4 home runs, 19 ribbies, and a 578 OPS, and a negative .8 WAR. So not very good. So it's not like the Phillies are missing all that much. However, this is the Dave Dombrowski effect. They are also paying Adolis Garcia $10 million to be his replacement. So between Castellanos on the Padres and Adolis Garcia playing right field for the Phillies are paying $29.2 million for those 2 guys, and one of them's not here. Garcia, not much better. Batting .203, 4 home runs, 15 ribbies, .607 OPS, and a negative .3 WAR. Now, obviously, defensively, it's not even a question.
No, Garcia much better defensively.
Adolis Garcia is a much better defensive player than a lot of people in Major League Baseball. He's that good in right field. But you're paying $29.2 million for an upgrade defensively.
That's what you did. He's a situational defensive plug-in late in the game is honestly what he should be. Because you can't afford to have his bat in there all game long.
He's the second baseman from 1990s baseball where you're like, look, I'll take his 220 batting average as long as he can bunt a runner over. And, man, is he slick with the glove.
I mean, he's terrible. It's so terrible.
That's Bryson Stott.
It's so terrible. It's just this team's built poorly, and there isn't a lot of sunlight.
No, and that's why I look at them as more of a scrap-it team than World Series contender. I'm happy for both of you that you guys still see it.
You can't. Well, the only thing is that the whole scrap-it mentality is you can't scrap it. You can't.
Yeah, you can't scrap the Sixers either.
You can't scrap the Phillies. You can't scrap the Sixers. Who would take Trey Turner's contract? Nobody. It's horrendous contract. Horrendous. And it was horrible. And if you were one of the people who celebrated when they signed it, then that's on you. Like it's on you. This isn't good. The Turner, Harper, Schwarber thing is going to age so poorly. It's going to just be. This is not going to be good. And then you add in Real Muto. Oh God, it's going to be terrible.
His contract's really bad.
But it doesn't mean that this year it's terrible. Doesn't mean that this year they're not.
They're going to be bad this year too.
They're going to play in October. This team's playing in October. So if you are rising at the time, it's shown you 6 seeds in the National League playoffs have gone to the World Series more often than 1 seeds in the last 4 years. So just get to the playoffs. That's all you got to do. I mean, so I'm not going to write them off. You got a chance to go to the World Series as a 6 seed.
All right.
Seen more teams have done it than 1 seeds.
What do we have on the text line? And we'll check the poll of the day as well. Dr. Avidan Appel and Iron Mountains Men's Health. But let's check the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. What do we got?
Mark from Hatboro leads us off, and he says on the topic of World Series contender, absolutely not. They consistently show us they can't hit the ball in the brightest lights. It's time to blow it up if it doesn't work this year.
If it doesn't work this year, what about last year? Or the year before that?
Well, it's too late.
Like, we've been talking about change for years. They had the chance. Oh, my God. Dave Dombrowski had the chance to be like, all right, well, at least we moved on from the catcher. And they gave him a 3-year contract.
That nobody was offering a multi-year deal, let alone 3. And $15 million, you said, not only does nobody in baseball tell you they want to give him multiple years, we're going to pay him top of market.
Yes.
We're
Yes,
going
he's
to pay
getting
him
paid
top dollar for a guy who has been declining. I've been calling JT Realmuto a declining asset for years, and people have been like, oh, my gosh, BCIB. Are you kidding me? BCIB. There have to be new initials now.
In 2 years.
I've heard it. I heard it enough.
I don't think He's
been on the down escalator for 3 or 4 years.
Man, he handles that pitching staff well.
Oh, isn't that great?
Christopher Sanchez would not be able to throw a changeup.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to. Yeah,
I mean, they are leading Major League Baseball in shutouts.
It's unbelievable.
So there's something there.
That's incredible.
Yeah, let's pay Adolis Garcia a combination of $29.2 million to be a defensive replacement in right field, and let's pay JT Realmuto 3 years, $45 million. So our offense sucks, but, man, the pitching's good.
I didn't say all that. I just said leading Major League Baseball in shutouts.
All right, coming up next, we'll get more of your reaction. When it comes to this Phillies discussion, are they leaning more toward, scrap it or World Series contender? We have a poll on this, Johnny. Oh, how the times have changed from like a week ago. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
I know this is Dan White and Associates have been in business for around 4 decades. So just the fact that you have a longevity works for me. Plus, specializing in retirement and financial planning, that means, okay, you've got longevity and you've got trust. Each client's unique needs are addressed individually when they deal with Dan White and Associates because they take a different approach. They want to educate their clients on retirement planning, and helping a financial plan can maybe get you to that next house or to that college education you want to be able to help your children afford. Because finances and retirement also can be a really overwhelming topic for many. The experts at Dan White and Associates are going to help you make sense of your unique situation. So they're going to deal with your unique needs. At one of their educational seminars, you can meet them in Pennsylvania, Maryland, or Delaware, or you can set up your own complimentary no-risk consultation. Go visit them in Glen Mills, Middletown, or Lewis, Delaware. What you do is you check out Dan White and Associates. You give them a call at 610-358-8942, or just check them out on the web at danwhiteandassociates.com. Get that complimentary no-risk consultation. The first conversation leads to a second. The second leads to peace of mind. It's danwhiteandassociates.com on the web.
Faces, check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
All right, before we get back to the Phillies discussion, some news and notes around the rest of the world of sports. The Knicks complete the sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the Knicks go to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. They break their streak. Our squad still going. And how about last night in the world of hockey? You had an overtime winner. The Canes,
Love that.
Canes get the win in overtime.
I'm rooting for the Canes. I root for America over Canada.
Oh, okay.
Every single
Strong
time.
agree.
Plus, I don't want to see the team that beat the Flyers.
Sure.
I don't want to see them go out.
See, that doesn't do anything for me.
Oh, it doesn't?
I lean more to the U.S. versus Canada thing than the team that beat me thing.
Okay.
Because then what? Were you rooting for the Knicks to beat the Cavs?
No, it was
I
the
didn't want to
idea.
see them go to the finals.
No, because I don't believe in what the Sixers are doing.
Oh.
So I don't believe what the Sixers are doing, so it doesn't matter to me. The Flyers are an ascending thing, so so it's a totally different thing to me. The Sixers, I just don't.
I mean, it's the same concept, though. The team that beat
No, it's not. I believe the Flyers are a ascending product. I believe the Sixers are whatever tears it down faster, I'm all for.
Okay.
Please. Now that if you had like the Phillies thing for me today, like it's not even a question. And 95% of our audience would say tear the Sixers apart.
Yeah.
Keep Maxey and keep him in the mix.
The storyline that I'm most intrigued by in the world of hockey right now has nothing to do with the ice.
What's that?
Caden Gooley plays for Montreal. There was a photo of him walking into the arena yesterday, into the barn, as he's walking in with his coffee. And there was a note written on the coffee, John. And somebody zoomed in. The barista wrote the following on the coffee cup.
What did the barista write?
Hey, Caden, have a good night, and maybe I'll see you soon. I hope. Smiley face.
Really?
Would that work for you, Connor? You're the single man of the show. If you got a cup of coffee and you're walking, you see this note with a smiley face.
That's just good customer service. Don't look too deep into that.
Oh.
I'm worried if the barista, I saw the story. Wonder if the barista ends up getting fired. Like, I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Nah, I don't think the HR at the coffee shop is too worried about.
Because I would tell you that's an.
I don't know. He was a -2 on the ice yesterday.
No, I know. I know.
Did she get in his head?
I know somebody who.
We don't know.
I know somebody who did that with a Braves player back in the day. Shot their shot. Same type of situation. Shot their shot with a Braves player, and the person was getting dismissed from their job.
Wow.
And we got their job back.
Oh, that's nice.
We got the young lady's job back because she wrote on the receipt the same type of thing, trying to shoot her shot with a Braves player.
I respect the game.
And she got I respect it big time. Most importantly, young consenting adults.
Well, he didn't consent to that message on his.
No, but I
on
mean,
his
young
coffee
people.
roadside.
Young people. I hope that they're out there meeting people, and you shoot your shot, and you try to meet people and tell.
I like this. Good play.
I like it.
Good play, man.
I don't drink coffee. DMs are open.
I do not.
Yeah.
Just
I do
change
not
the
drink-
playbook a little bit.
I don't drink coffee.
Change the playbook. Let's move Trey Turner off of shortstop.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
This from Tim Kelly yesterday. Trey Turner had 8 errors over 1,216 in the third innings last season because he did have a good defensive season last year. He has 6 errors already this year. He's not played 450 innings in the field.
Can I tell you, and my boy Ricky Patalico will back this up. I can't even. I roll my eyes at that. They don't give errors anymore. They don't get the
Clearly
score.
He's got 6 of
The
them
score.
already.
The score. Then it tells you if he has 6, he has 12.
Okay.
Because they don't. They literally fudge the stats because they don't give errors anymore.
Yeah, no, they'll change one back to a hit.
It's
in a
so
couple
ridiculous.
days.
They try to fudge the offensive stats in such a way. It's so embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It's a joke, complete joke, the way that they go about their business. So not good.
You are angry today.
Yeah, well, I told you I didn't get to play golf. They can play golf. No, but Trey wait,
We're not even an hour in.
No, Trey Turner sucks.
Wait,
Can we just be honest?
Wasn't the manager supposed to fix the defense?
Yeah, I know. What happened to Magic? They were spending more time.
What is Trey Turner?
They were spending more time.
What is the
with their
manager going to
infield
do?
drills.
What is the manager going to do about Trey Turner?
Trey
talk to
Turner.
him, I heard.
Trey Turner is
What is
somebody
he-
that he can't solve.
No,
but
what
he
is
can
Trey?
solve everybody
What
else.
is Trey Turner going to? What is he going to do?
What is he,
with,
the Antichrist? Like,
what is he-
what's wrong? With
What is Trey Turner going? Seriously, what do you want? What do you want him to do? Is he Anne Frank? I mean, my gosh,
What?
what do you want him to do? Do you know the reference?
Yes.
Is he going to teach? Is he going to Is he a miracle worker?
I think that's Helen Keller.
That's what I said.
You said Anne
Is he-
Frank.
Oh, and Frank. I'm sorry. Who's the teacher in the miracle worker?
I forget what her
I
name
forget
was.
in Helen Keller's thing. Is that's great? Is he a miracle worker? Like what the hell?
Well, for a while you thought that he was.
No,
All right, what do we have
he's
on
not.
as the poll of the day? Brought to us by Dr. Avidan Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health.
Anne Frank. Oh my God, the Anne Frank Museum was right around the corner from our house in down in Georgia.
What do we got?
All right, our question
That's
today.
terrible.
Are the Phillies a team closer to World Series contention or a tear-it-down rebuild? 62% are saying rebuild incoming. 38% are saying World Series contender.
Yeah, I don't look at this team as a World Series contender right now. I just don't.
Here's the sad part to all the people there, and I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. There's no rebuild coming. Like, we can talk about a rebuild. It's not coming.
You know, it's how you
there's
perceive. No, I know. The point is how you perceive the team. Like, I don't look at this team going, all right, this team still got a chance to win the World Series. I look at them as a team, and I get what you're saying.
Now, that's where I say to you, you're out of your mind. That's where I say to you, are you serious?
Have you not lived the life that we have all lived?
Yes, I have, and I'm telling you
I
right
expect
now.
this out of Connor, not out of you.
I'm telling you right now that I truly believe if there was not little league decisions made by the manager last year, little league decisions, we have a game 5. We have a game 5 in that Dodgers series. There were so many stupid decisions made in game 1, game 2.
And what did the front office tell you?
So there was.
Let's bring him back.
No, but I'm saying to you is, it was absolutely ridiculous how that series was managed. There should have been a game 5 back here. And I have every belief that the Phillies could have won game 5 because they were in every game. They had every chance. I'm not thinking they had no chance.
You sound like they got a good club.
No, I do not.
I
do
like
not.
Mr. Dombrowski.
I'm not doing the Dombrowski good club
we were
routine.
one pitch away. We were one hit away. We were one swing away. All right, we'll get more of your reaction on this. When you look at the Phillies, do you perceive them more as World Series contender or team that needs to scrap it in 2026? 610
Wish they could.
632-0975. Now, we're going to do an exercise coming up next that might really suck. Like, the point of this exercise might be to hit my point a little bit harder.
Oh, that's bad.
It's Kincade Salciunas 97.5, the Fanatic. All right, FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. I love the same-game parlays in basketball. It's so much fun. More ways to build and more value every time you play. You can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all in a one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel because there's more options. There's better payouts. There's all kinds of options all NBA playoffs long. Just check it out. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local to get started. Well, we know that New York's in the NBA championship. It's just a matter of time that we find out whether it's the Thunder or the Spurs. Man, that's going to be a fun series to watch. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. You got to be 21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Luzardo battles to a win. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies shut out the Padres last night on the way to a 3-0 win in the series opener in San Diego. And Jesus Luzardo battled through 6 shutout innings, getting out of multiple tough spots. Kyle Schwarber and Brandon Marsh, they made up the entirety of the Phil's offense. Both went deep in the win. Don Mattingly talked about Luzardo's gritty start after the game.
He kind of didn't seem quite as sharp today with command, a lot of deep counts, but kind of just hung in there, right? Kept making pitches, and he made some big pitches for us.
Ultimately got the job done. Now the Phillies have game 2 tonight against the Padres. 9:40 p.m. first pitch from out in San Diego as Aaron Nola tries to find a get-right start. He faces Ramon Vasquez in the pitching matchup. The Eagles report for OTAs today as they begin their offseason team activities. We'll keep you updated on what we hear about the institution of the new offense under offense coordinator Sean Mannion and all the other Birds news that comes out. In the NBA, the Knicks crushed the Cavs en route to sweeping their way to an NBA Finals appearance. The Canes took down the Canadians 3-2 in overtime. The Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL, they are now up 2-1 in that series. This update is brought to you by Staples. Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Andrew, John, Connor, Kincade Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 7 a.m. here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Happy Tuesday morning to you. Hopefully everybody will enjoy a nice short week. Some of us have an even shorter week. I got Friday off, man. So I did three-day work week. Playing the long game here.
That's not bad though. It's a good way to. It's a good way to do it. We got the. We have a Bill Colarulo and I have a. I mean, not Bill Colarulo. John Marks and I.
Yes.
Have a Flyers event on Thursday night over at Chickies in Marlton, which will be a big event. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later on.
Got
So
all kinds of
it's
great
gonna be a
stuff
fun
going.
week. It's gonna be a good week. I like the short week though.
Yeah, sure.
Love the short because I hate Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday's the worst day of the
Tuesday
week.
is my least favorite day of the week, so it's good when when your Tuesday is a Monday.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's not bad.
All right, Phils get the win yesterday. They're back at 500 after they dropped 2 of 3 against the Guardians, where like literally they couldn't hit. It was
Sleptwalk.
It was unbelievable. I saw an awesome tweet from the Twitter account Absolutely Hammered. The Phillies lost a series in which their starting pitchers threw 20.1 innings out of the possible 27 while allowing only 2 runs. I mean, it's crazy.
No, that
like,
is impossible.
The bats were freaking
No,
dead.
that's truly impossible.
Twitter was actually really good this weekend, probably because it was raining and like there was literally nothing you could possibly do. Somebody posted JT Realmuto's statistics and said there is one person on the planet, one, that thought a 35-year-old JT Realmuto was worth $45 million, and it just so happened to be Dave Dombrowski. That's the crazy thing. Like, there was not you bring it up all the time. There was not one other multi-year offer.
There was a lot of Phillies fans.
Yeah, that were
that celebrated
that's
JT coming back. That celebrated JT coming back. You
For
could go
3
back.
years?
You could go back. Well, maybe they were like 3 years. But you got to get JT's got to be back.
I was fine
He's
with a
gotta be back.
1 year return.
I would have been fine with 1 year back.
3? I didn't want 2.
And top of the market pay.
Yeah, that was
I mean, the JT tour. Now, if it was up to my wife and my daughter, they would have given JT whatever he wanted. They would have given him the blank check.
Yeah, I know people love him.
Yeah,
he's a handsome man.
They're just in love with him because they think he's hot.
Well,
other than that, I don't know what it is.
You know
Good
what
for
isn't
him.
hot? His bat.
Yeah, it's not. No, that's cold as ice.
All right, before we get back to the text line, David's on a text line. I have a question for you. When you look at the Phillies, I get it. I saw MBD. Well, you can't move off of these contracts. When you look at them,
And
do you look at them as a team that can contend for a World Series, or more of a team that, if they could, would scrap it, right? Kind of like what the Sixers may not be able to do right now, although there was a Sixers trade proposal we'll talk about later on the show. So the Phillies. Now, I want to do this exercise first. The old back of the baseball card theory.
I'm anxious to do this.
So we all know, or most of us know, what that means. It's a guy could be scorching hot for the first month of the season, or a guy could suck for the first month of the season, but it's a long season. 162 games is a long year. They'll probably eventually get back to their average numbers, which is why you say back of the baseball card theory. So not to, put this out there negatively, do I think Brandon Marsh finishes with a batting average above 300? I don't, because statistically, his career will show you that he's more of a, last year was 280s, right? He eventually got up there.
And which was incredible after the way it all started.
So he might drop to 280. But on the other side of that, Alec Boehm, he's batting 210 right now. He's a guy that's normally a 270s hitter, 280s hitter. So you expect that batting average to creep up as the season goes on. Now, let's go through the starting lineup. Back of baseball card theory. Will they get there? Is the question. So you have two guys that are playing good baseball, consistently. And that's Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. I believe, I'll start. I believe both these guys continue what they're doing. Kyle Schwarber might not hit 70 home runs, but I'm expecting him to hit over 50 home runs. He's already at 21, for crying out loud.
You're expecting over 50?
Yeah, it's only May 26th. Well. Yeah. Over 50 home runs. The RBI it's all dependent on what Trey Turner's doing in front of him, which is nothing, because he's only got 37 RBI with his 21 home runs. But I expect that 230, 240 batting average with the 50-plus home runs to happen again this year. Yes, no?
I'm expecting lower batting average and not 50 home runs.
So he's going to have a horrific second half.
No, I'm expecting 48, something like that. But I think 50 home runs is such a great season, and I think that there's going to be, and I don't know if there'll be another bubble guts week off type of thing. I don't know.
I mean, come on now.
What do you think, Connor?
I think his back of the baseball card, at least in Philadelphia, because what he's done in Philly has not been his whole career. What he's done here is what he's going to do again this year.
Okay. YouTube, I would like you to play along as well. Just put the player's name and then yes or no. Yes, back of baseball card. No, not
correct.
Baseball card. All right, Bryce Harper. Right now he's hitting around 270. He's batting 269. He's got 12 home runs. He's got 32 RBI. There's going to be the scorching hot stretch for Harper. There's going to be the, man, this guy can't hit a fastball again. So what I see right now is I think what we're going to get, around 270, and he'll hit a couple home runs every once in a while.
I think Bryce will have a better year than last year.
Yeah. So ultimately back of baseball card.
Yeah, exactly. Bryce is having an average season. If you look at his numbers, people are like, man, he's been just great. And I'm like, his numbers are actually this is an average season.
Yeah, he's great compared to his teammates.
Right, exactly.
That's when the conversation really gets.
We're getting sucked into it. Boy, it looks great for Bryce. Nah, it's sort of just it's an average season for Bryce.
As long as the home run derby doesn't mess up his swing.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
We'll start behind the dish. JT Realmuto. I do not believe that he will get to his back of baseball card.
No, but I do believe he will be much better than he is now.
I don't.
I think he's going to have a 4 to 5 week stretch where he really pumps up those numbers where it's much better than it is now, but it's still going to be below. It'll be his worst season.
Now, what are you when you're saying scorching? Are we talking scorching? He's also driving the ball, or he's just not striking out and hitting
not
into
striking
double
out
plays?
Where he's not just horrendous, where he's not an absolute mess.
All right, I'm not. He's got 1 home run this year. Oh,
so terrible.
He's got 4 doubles. He's got 5 extra base hits.
It's that contract.
In 127 plate appearances, he has 5 extra base hits.
That contract is a absolute Dave Dombrowski war crime, and he blew it. He blew it he panicked, and he signed that contract, and it's just horrendous.
All right, second base, Bryson Stott. Now this one's interesting.
Okay.
I think he is back of baseball card because let's face it, he's had one season where it was an outlier. I think he is who he is.
He is who he is. I think he's shown us who he is.
What's his career? Like 250 something?
Bryson Stott's careir is 254. He's currently hitting 236.
He's not going to get to 254.
Again, there's one season. I don't ever want to take away, but if you take away that 280 season, his batting average is probably a career 240 something.
He had the 1 year where everybody was telling us he was going to win a batting title. Remember?
Yeah. That was the 1 year, and that happened in 2023. Since then, his career in 2 full seasons and now 48 games this year, he's batting 249.
I'll never forget that. He's going to win a batting title.
He's had a hell of a month. 20 RBI month in May.
That's amazing.
One of the top numbers in baseball. I think he is a back of the baseball card. I just don't think it's
just
as
not.
good.
It's just not that great. That's the thing.
I don't think it's
back of
sustainable.
baseball card doesn't necessarily mean good. Back of baseball card could mean okay. He is who he is.
But you can win with that, with his defense.
The back of the baseball card with him has always been that we all agreed he was best to be a platoon player.
Yeah.
That's what the back of the baseball card told you, and I think that's where it'll be.
That's what the team told you, too. All right, third base, Alec Boehm. Right now hitting 210.
Oh.
His career batting average 274.
He will be much better by the end of the year as far as than the 210. I do believe.
Yeah, I think he'll get up to the 250 area.
Oh, I don't. No, I'm saying much better than 210. I'll give you, if we're playing the range game from Price is Right, I'll give you 230 to 240.
That's not much better with 2/3 of the season left.
I think 230 to 240 is going to be considerably better, and I think he'll knock in more runs.
He just needs to hit the ball and not, another double play.
And they don't have anybody pushing him because I guess Aiden Miller is now allowed to look at a baseball.
Oh, yeah, he's getting there. Baseball activities.
Great.
I think the batting average goes up, but that's it. And again, part of the exercise here, is to show that it's not good enough. Like, even if he does get his batting average up, Alec Boehm's never had a problem with batting average.
No.
Right? That's never been the problem with Alec Boehm. The problem is he's in the middle of your order and he can't drive the ball. Brandon Marsh, 318 right now. Is he going to be back of baseball card when it's all said and done?
Which is
yes.
what? What's his average?
266.
Yeah, no, he'll be above
higher.
That. He'll be above that.
270 something.
I think 280.
he'll be significantly higher.
I think it's going to be like 282, 285.
Okay.
This is not just this year. This was a lot of last year, too, where he's been this good. I think he's 290 or higher when the season
Wow.
And look, you take that.
That's great.
I would take that in a heartbeat.
No, that's great if he is.
Sign me up right now.
Yeah, sign for that.
I'm in.
In blood.
On that.
Yes.
All right. We don't really know much about Justin Crawford.
Justin Crawford seems to have hit a bit of a wall.
Yeah.
But it's that's to be expected, and I'm not judging a rook on that.
Yeah, he's fine. He's not being uncompetitive in his at-bats.
No,
it's not like he's striking out 20
His defense
times.
has disappointed me, though, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's why they've said he's going to translate to the left field.
I'm surprised because he should be a left fielder. But we have Brandon Marsh, who should also be a left fielder because he's terrible in center field.
Yeah. Now, lastly,
no instincts.
There's Adalis Garcia, and this is part of the reason why I'm so down today, is because I put a lot, well, not I as if like I believed in it. I believed the Phillies needed to put a lot in the basket of Adalis Garcia. We were talking about this guy. Well, if he finds the way he played 3 or 4 years ago, he would be your prototypical cleanup hitter. He's the right-handed power bat. This dude is uncompetitive as it can get offensively.
I'll leave this to you, Connor, because I tried saying it all off season.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like that they were doing another reclamation project.
It's terrible.
39 home runs was back in 2023. This is Max Kepler all over again. Now,
we'd kill for Max Kepler right now.
I had more faith in Garcia than Kepler, but that's saying something. That's not really saying much.
Well, then we made an error there.
Garcia, he stunk too. Garcia's batting 200. He has struck out 64 times already this season.
And some really uncompetitive strikeouts. People complained about Castellanos and the strikeouts. Oh, my God.
Well, that's what we were trying to remind people with. Like, his chase rate was...
Oof. He looks like he's a top golf. He honestly, he looks like he's a top golf.
I mean, this is really bad. Like, he's at, again, 64 strikeouts. And there's guys with more, but there's guys that are doing more.
Yeah, look at their production.
He's
Tell me what he
doing-
does.
He's doing nothing. I mean,
No, it's bad.
and what do you do?
Well, you know what you do.
You play him every day.
You have the answer, though. Trade deadline.
Yeah.
You're going to go get a right-handed bat that can play right field.
And that's what I've been tired of for 4 years now.
Well, get used to
Connor,
it, buddy.
that strategy's just not working. So
So what do you do? Not do it? Like,
No, I
that's
get you.
what they got.
I get you. It just annoys the hell out of me because it's like
take your medicine, boys. This is where we are.
so bad.
And that's why I am the way that I am today, or I'm not feeling all that great. And our question for you today, it's 610-632-0975. Let's check the text line here. Davis Honda text line. Field the Davis difference in Burlington. When you look at this Phillies team, do you see them more as World Series contender or, man, they should really try to break this thing up if they can? And the problem is they can't.
They can't.
What do we got?
Colby in Central PA checks in, says, we can't scrap it because the players I'd like to scrap have turned themselves into a worthless piece of wrought iron.
Wow.
We're going to have to accept mediocrity because of these bogus contracts.
Worthless piece of wrought iron.
That's,
Well, I used to have to sand the wrought iron and paint the wrought iron like every few years. I hated it.
it's a good Central PA guy out there. Colby,
Hated it.
working with his hands. What else we got?
All right, we also have a check-in here on the back of the baseball card conversation that we were just having. And this texter, no name on this one, say that I don't believe in many of these guys to reach the back of the baseball card. Part of it is the age conversation and where they're at in their careers.
Yeah, look, yeah. And for some of the young guys, it's what we've been saying for like 2 years now. The young guys aren't young anymore. The young guys are who they are. Now, credit to Brandon Marsh, who is having a career year at this stage of the season. But everybody else, like, what more were you expecting from some of these players? And that's why also before the season started, we tried saying, hey, look, Crawford's going to have some moments where it's going to be really cool. There's going to be some moments where he's clearly learning because he's
Right.
22 years old. And that's okay. I want him to learn at the major league level. But I can't put so much stock in Justin Crawford to be the reason why you're winning or losing baseball games.
No.
The guys that need to come through are the guys that are getting paid or the guys that have been here through collapse after collapse after collapse. And shocker, they're not playing that great. The guys that have fallen short year in and year out have not been good this year. You have two guys that are playing consistently good baseball from start to finish. Three guys, sorry, because I keep on
Show
saying
me
Brandon
some
Marsh.
respect.
Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper have been the only three consistent players throughout this course of the season, and it's only May 26th.
Now, hang on. Let's slow down here because everything you're saying, I think, is very valid. Do any of us disagree with what we just went through there with that exercise and the
No.
issues facing the Phillies?
No, we should all be in agreement, right?
Yeah.
That's half of the baseball team. All right? We get caught up a lot in the offense. We do. And you should.
As we should. That's why they've lost in the playoffs the last 3 years.
I get it.
It has that. Like the starting pitching has not been the problem. Starting pitching was dominant again last year.
Right.
The bullpen, for other than Matt Strahm and Orion Kerkering throwing it to row 7, was pretty good last year. They still lost,
I
and
get
they
it.
only won one game.
But this conversation is very much listening like this team is doomed. They're dead. No chance.
And I am not there.
I'm proud of you,
But
both.
I'm very negative on a lot of the things about it, but I've seen enough in baseball to say this team's not it's ridiculous to think that they are not that if this team made the playoffs, it is ridiculous with that pitching to think that they could not win a World Series.
And that's the thing. The pitching is right back where we expected it to be.
Now check back with me in August if this pitching is still showing me what it is now, because you never know what you're getting with Luzardo. You don't know start to start where you're getting with him. I've been more excited, too, and I bet you talked about it. You talked about it a little bit yesterday, Connor, you and Gunner. I got to tell you, the last 3 outings of Painter leave me really intrigued because I've seen 3 outings in a row now where I've gone, okay, that intrigues me. He's been intriguing. That makes me happy. Give me something to believe in, Andrew Painter. He's giving me something to believe in there. I'm liking it.
All right, the formula is win 1-0 ball games.
Well,
Every
no.
single playoff
No,
game.
hope that it gets better. Hope that the offense gets better. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
All right, real quick, one other Phillies note. You may have it in headlines. I'm sorry. You have Toothpaste Gate.
Dude, of
He
course
has it
that's
in.
a headline
Of
story.
course, he's got that in headlines. Don't. He's got that in headlines.
All right, coming up at 7:47, 30 minutes from now, we got to talk about the most egregious thing that I've ever seen in my life when it comes to
You didn't think we were going to?
Come on.
I did.
You gotta have
I don't know.
toothpaste.
I don't know. That was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. All right, what else do we have on the text line? 610-632-0975. When it comes to this Phillies team, when you look at them, forget about what you can and can't do. When you look at them, do you see them more World Series contender or more so team that is, done?
Larry from Glen Olden checks in and says, yes, they need to break this team up. This team has no chance of winning, and they're wasting this great pitching and Kyle Schwarber's power.
Last year, I believe we said something identical to the extent of, man, they're wasting the starting pitching.
We did. And unfortunately, there's not really again, it's that I know you say it's like, you can't say, well, what can you do? There's nothing they can do. Because of the stupid contracts that Dave Dombrowski did. And honestly, there should be a tribunal. There should be a military tribunal called over the contracts that this man signed. They are horrendous.
Welcome to the party.
Horrendous. I've been screaming this. I've been the loudest voice on this stuff. I was telling people this is ridiculous. I've been calling for this team not to do this stuff for years. It's horrendous.
He's been living off his resume. He really has been.
Right, but it's May 26th, and we're on a cross-country road trip with the Philadelphia Phillies in the front seat, and you're kicking the back of the headrest. They're not turning the car around.
There's nothing they could do. I mean, this is who we got. So you got to find a way to look. Like you got to find a way to love your kid that you got.
I'm kicking the back of the headrest because they missed the exit 6 times. They had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to move off of players, and they have not. And they didn't have to re-sign JT Realmuto. They didn't have to ask too much for Alec Boehm a couple of years ago. There are so many players that they could have moved off of, and they keep missing the exit. That's why I'm kicking the headrest. It's not that I want to go home. It's that I want to get off this highway.
And there are certain media members in town who I hold sort of personally responsible for this, who have had their head in the sand regarding where this team has been at, that are a little more slow on the uptake. Let's just say I've worked with some of them over the years. A little slower on the uptake about realizing what this team is.
Sitting right there.
Look, but he's such a nice kid.
He's
I don't want to.
sitting right
He
there,
is.
dude.
But he's such a nice kid. I don't want to
They made the playoffs 4 times, won the division twice.
I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of that.
Like they stink.
Again, you should make the playoffs when you spend what they spend. It's not an accomplishment.
All right, real question. Is the magic still there?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you this, though, is that I need an answer from Magic Mattingly very soon. If we continue, I do.
On the rocks?
Wow.
Well, no.
Honeymoon phase over?
Oh, no. Honeymoon is over.
Actually.
As far as this is, if I don't get an answer on why Trey Turner's leading off soon, let's put it this way.
God.
I need an answer.
You guys were in love.
You know what I think, too? Later on in the show, we might have to listen to what Don Mattingly said after the Cleveland Guardians series because we played it yesterday, but it sounded a little like somebody else.
Good. I like this.
I think we might need some evaluation of that as well.
Did he sound yawny?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Did he sound a little yawny, like he'd been asleep during the series? Yeah, I'm not sure. You know what I haven't had yet, though? I haven't had the moment where I've gone, bad strategy. Where's the manager? Where I've seen Twitter going,
you know what the strategy
terrible
was?
strategy.
They started hitting the ball better, and they started pitching better. That was the strategy.
Even in games, I don't see him with where I'm like,
Topper, we got inside information. Topper was saying, hey, I want you to go out there and not hit the ball well
Topper.
today. And I want you to throw fastballs down the middle of the plate and not pitch well.
well, I don't know. I don't know, Pooh.
Don
I'm not
Mattingly,
sure,
Fix Luzardo.
Pooh.
Coming up next, is the NFL missing something that makes them special? Or does none of this matter because, well, they're a beast? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
My buddies at Dan White and Associates want you to have a conversation about money. Your money, so you have to have a conversation about it. I know you have goals. You have long-term goals. You have short-term goals. You have goals to retire one day. I know I do. Mine involves a lot of golf, a lot of pool time, and a lot of travel. Whatever your goals are, Dan White and Associates can help you reach it by helping you create income in retirement that will help support that lifestyle that you want to live. They're going to help you find some certainty in your financial future. Look, the financial conversations are never easy. That's why you want to have that first conversation with Dan White and Associates. If you don't ever attend like anything where you talk about money or anything like that, go to one of their educational seminars. You can go and have a nice meal. Dan will pay for it. And you go in Pennsylvania, Delaware, or Maryland, and you just listen and you find out more about what Dan White and Associates offers to their clientele. Then go to one of their offices in Glen Mills, PA, Middletown, or Lewis, Delaware, where they offer you a complimentary, no-risk consultation. They're fantastic people. And I promise you, when you have the first conversation, the second conversation becomes easier, and so on and so on. You'll feel more comfortable about money, and you will feel more comfortable about your future. Visit danwhiteandassociates.com and tell them that John Kincade was the one that sent you.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills bounce back. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies shut out the Padres last night on the way to a 3-0 win in the series opener in San Diego on the heels of a tough series against the Guardians. Jesus Luzardo went 6 shutout innings, getting out of multiple tough spots. Kyle Schwarber and Brandon Marsh both went deep in the win. Luzardo talked after the game about how it's been kind of a grinded-out year for him.
I feel like I've had a lot of outings this year where it's felt pretty grindy, but yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. The easy outings are always fun, but when you have to really work for it, I think at the end of the day, it kind of makes you feel better about it.
And he got the job done even with those grimy issues yesterday. Game 2 is tonight at 9:40 p.m. as Aaron Nola tries to find a get-right start. He faces Ramon Vasquez in the pitching matchup. Eagles report for OTAs today as they begin their offseason team activities. We'll keep you updated on what we hear about the institution of the new offense under offensive coordinator Sean Mannion and all the other Birds news that comes out of their work. In the NBA, the Knicks crushed the Cavs en route to sweeping their way to the NBA Finals. The Canes took down the Canadiens 3-2 in overtime in the NHL Eastern Conference Finals to take a 2-1 lead in that series. This update is brought to you by Staples. Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
7 a.m. hour is brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, quick break from our Phillies discussion. Majority of the talk today has been about the Phillies, other than me saying that the veterans should stay away from OTAs because I don't want them to deal with the A.J. Brown questions because I hate that that's how we're starting the unofficial starts of the season.
I promise you that they hate it too. They hate dealing with it too.
Like Jalen's, hey, how's your off season going? By the way, why do you and AJ hate each other? What happened? I saw Skip Bayless on he's with Underdog now.
He's with what?
The Underdog Sports Network. That's
what is. I don't even know what that is.
James Palmer's with it. Podcast.
Yeah, they started with like betting, and they do some good content.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job. So Skip's there, and he started talking about the Jalen and AJ thing as if he knows.
As if he knows anything, which he doesn't.
It sounded like he has heard something.
Okay.
And it kind of mirrors what Brandon Graham was saying a couple of years ago when the media created this. When Brandon
when the guy wasted his money flying a plane over?
Yeah.
Saying that the media was creating something?
Basically, if you remember, BG was talking about how 1 is trying, but 11 could try a little bit harder.
Correct.
Skip Bayless made it seem like there was some sort of falling out between the two. Jalen Hurts did whatever he could to try to, mend the fence.
Repair it.
And it was a lot harder for A.J. Brown to grab the olive branch.
That is exactly how it is described to me.
So I don't know we don't know what it was.
But I've also been told that Jalen may bear more of the brunt of the blame between the two of them, as far as just the disconnect in communication.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
Like
if a guy's not willing to accept an apology, it's usually because they were the one that got hurt.
But teammates have wanted to stay out of it.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was. I've had one player say to me, childish. Childish.
Yeah.
That, but is that. It's what happens.
Well, like we talked about it last week.
Some of those people are dug in. You're a very kind person. You're very kind. You're not as grudgy as I could hold a grudge.
Well, June 4th, like you said last week, we'll probably find out within 72 hours.
Oh, I guarantee the stories are going to. The stories are sitting there already in queue waiting to come out.
Yeah, they'll come out soon.
They'll come out and it'll be like, oh, where were these stories?
Yeah, so we're counting down the days for that. But there's a podcast called New Heights. I don't know if people.
Yeah,
is it new?
I enjoy it.
I don't know if people have heard this one. Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey, Trav and Tay-Tay, they were at the Cavs
wedding coming up.
Yeah, that's right. Jason Kelsey went on a bit of a rant that a lot of people have been talking about, and it's the way the NFL schedule is breaking out. And we're not talking about like just the Eagles. We're talking about the league-wide schedule that is the NFL now. Now if there's games on Wednesdays, the day before Thanksgiving, obviously games on Thursday, there's games on Friday, there's games Saturday, there's games Sunday. And here's Jason Kelsey going on a bit of a rant about the state of the NFL schedule.
Sunday is the day of football, right? Outside of going to church in the morning, if you're still religious and you do that, Sunday is like where so many games happen. And that's what you grow up and you gear your entire week around watching football on Sunday. It's an institution at this point, the NFL playing games on Sunday. With every day that we keep adding in there, we're getting away from that just a little bit. And I worry that I think the game got big. One of the reasons it got so popular and big was because all of the game, it was an event. Sunday is the NFL, and everybody set their week apart to tune into their games that were happening on Sunday. And you're watching kind of all of them now take place across Sunday Ticket, right? I worry that we're getting away from that just a little bit by building too many of this.
So it's an interesting conversation because first off, I'm going to tell you right now, Jason Kelsey, you don't have to worry about the product of the NFL. The product of the NFL will still gain massive viewership.
Right.
Even if they decide to play on a Tuesday one year. Like, the NFL will get massive numbers. But I get the point that he's trying to make. Like, oh, it's Sunday. right? Like that used to be a big deal. Now it's like
we love Sunday games. You love Sunday games.
but now it's like, it's Sunday. It's Monday. It's Wednesday this week.
Here's where Jason's lost his mind. And love you, Jason, but you've lost your mind. The NFL has gotten bigger the more they've expanded out. The facts completely go against. Now, look, it's just Jason's opinion.
Right.
So Jason can have any opinion that he wishes. Opinions are like, everybody's got one. But the facts scream that the American public does not agree with him at all. Not at all.
Especially
the more the NFL expands into other nights of the week, the bigger the NFL gets every year.
Especially once you get past like September, like when you're in October. I don't know what are you rolling your eyes at?
We'll get to it in a second.
Once you get to like October or November, and there's nothing to do. Like, let's be honest, we live in an area where it can get cold and gross real quick. Now,
it does.
I can only imagine what it's like living in like Seattle, but like we don't live in Nashville. We don't live in Florida where November you're still outside. I can find things to do. I have seasonal depression, right? Like, so if I have,
I don't like it.
Like, if I have an NFL game to look forward to 5 nights a week, like I'll take it because the NBA itself promotes its product post-Christmas more than pre-Christmas, right? NHL is another long season. I'm a big baseball guy, so I will watch playoff series that have nothing to do with
right,
my
we'll watch
rooting
the
interest.
baseball,
Like
postseason baseball.
I love baseball, so that's why I say more so November. Once you get to November, and you got so much going on in life and nothing to really escape because I can't just go down the street to the bar outside and hang out outside. Like, no, I got to get dressed up and get all warm no, I'd rather sit all cozy in my house and watch football.
Connor, what were you rolling your eyes at?
You're about to say something.
No, this is interesting because this to me is very akin to the international expansion. And I know how you guys feel about the international games growing, talking about how the growing of the product and everything and building it out is not affected by the extra games outside the Sundays. The purest form of football is clearly like football Sunday. That's what the NFL has been. But if we're going to say, well, hey, growing the game to different days, why is growing the game to different countries so different than that?
Because the games are played in this country in front of their local fan bases. That is not congruent at all. Playing a game where the fans don't give a flip about the local teams is completely different than fans going to see their local team on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Friday or a Saturday.
Like the link.
There's no comparison.
How many people sit at the link? 85,000?
No, 70. That's one of the small. 68 maybe?
All right, 68,000. I know that at the link, whether they're playing on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if it's a home game, there's going to be 68,000 Eagles fans.
Right, but this is...
I don't know about that in London, in Australia.
The product of the days of the week. The NFL has grown as it expands on days of the week, playing on more days of the week. The product has grown exponentially larger.
Yes.
More popular.
As it has with the international games.
The international games have nothing to do with that being, we're not talking about people in Europe watching.
Yeah,
right, because
people aren't watching
here in the United States.
People aren't watching the game, Connor, because of where it's played.
Hang on. We're saying that Kelsey doesn't like this because he likes football on Sundays. I understand. You guys like football in the United States. I do as well. But it's the same argument, guys.
No, it isn't, though, because people aren't watching. People aren't going, I'm watching this game because it's being played in Spain. They're watching the games because their local teams are playing. They're watching their teams because they're a Steeler fan, and they're going to watch the Steelers whether it's Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Wednesday.
Or in the United States or abroad. But it's growing the game in the both ways.
But their fans don't get to go. Right. Don't get to be there. They're losing home games. It's not congruent.
You don't like it, but it is the same thing.
But it doesn't. That's not growing with the fan base. The fan bases, the local fan bases do not like it. The Eagles fan base, the Eagles will not release, by the way, their survey of season ticket holders. They did a survey of their season ticket holders and asked them what they thought about a dome and asked them about international games. I challenged the Philadelphia Eagles to release the statistics. Asked them, I would like the Eagles to release the statistics of what their season ticket holder base told them about a dome. And I will gladly stroke a check. What do you want to say, $1,000? I'll say $1,000 to the Autism Foundation. If they're going to try to spin to me that the majority, I'll even say 60%, said hell no to a dome. But they're going to try to sell you down the line. The fans here want to see their teams and want to go to games.
Right, and Kelsey wants to see football on Sunday. My point is, what you said about him is exactly what I said to you guys last week.
The international games, though, Connor, is not what's drawn. What is not what has grown the game as far as TV ratings. It is not what has grown the game as far as what the days of the week.
All right,
what has grown that.
Here's a question.
That doesn't grow the game as far as, wow.
Not here, because you don't like it.
All right, here's the question. Cut the music for a second, all right, because I don't want to hear about how I went too long with the music. Here's the question at 610-632-0975. There are a lot of things about the NFL schedule that people are complaining about, all right, whether it's too many games internationally, too many games different days of the week. Holidays have become a big problem for some people.
Just ask Ray Dunn about it.
You know, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's, all that kind of stuff. So there are three things that people are complaining about when it comes to the NFL schedule. Not all three. Somebody might be complaining about one. Somebody might be complaining about two. Somebody might be complaining about all three. Will it in any way impact your enjoyment of the National Football League? 610-632-0975. That is the next question for you to answer. That's like the football question. Of course, the baseball question with the Phillies team specifically. When you look at them, are they more World Series contender or more team that should blow it up if they could? 610-632-0975. We have today's headlines with Connor Thomas next here on the Fanatic. All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app. I love them. Love them. And this is your reminder to check in daily. Because right now, the NBA playoffs, as it continues, is giving you the opportunity for daily happy hours. Now, the New York Knicks apparently does not care about the betting public because they decided to sweep their series. But every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is serving you up a happy hour. They did this Fridays throughout the entire regular season, but during the playoffs, they want to give you the nightly chance. We're talking special drops that you don't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. Just check for a new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs, and don't miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. And there's a game tonight. The series tied at 2 apiece. Spurs Thunder, 8:30 tip-off. Just head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. You got to be 21 plus in present Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Eagles knew who they were. is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
All right, 7:47 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. We'll get to today's headlines here in a moment. Let me know if anything came in about the NFL schedule thing. Do we have anything on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington because, I get what Jason Kelsey's saying. Jason Kelsey is saying that the NFL is going too far away from making Sunday like the day of the week.
The special day of the week.
And I agree with him, but it's not going to stop me from watching Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And it's not, there's another game tonight.
And what did Jason do when he retired?
He joined the media world.
But what did he
the more the better.
What did he join specifically?
Monday night.
Oh, okay. I just found that. I sort of found that funny. I found about the whole rant. I found that funny. It was like, hey, Jace, what did you do? What paycheck did you?
He
take?
wasn't complaining about Monday.
Monday, yeah. Now Monday fans they love Monday, but but Sunday, come on.
I mean, like,
no fan. The fans. The record shows, whatever day of the week it's on, the fans are flocking to it.
And I would ask Jason that question about college, because college was Saturday, right? Well, then you got
it was always Saturday.
Then you got action. There's games on Fridays. Like there are other days of the week where college football is being played. Is anybody complaining about that? No, I get it. I get it. The big games are Saturday. Like right. I understand that, but. That's the beauty of the NFL. Every game is so big. And one of the best things that they have done as a league is they stopped just making the Thursday night game the bad game. Because that's what it was for the longest time. It was like, all right, let's just find two bad teams to play on Thursday. Let's just check that mark. Now it's like, yeah, let's do Rams Seahawks on a Thursday night. Like I'm in. I'm not missing a second of it.
Right. People are nostalgic. People don't like change. And when stuff changes with a sport they love so much, people are going to be upset.
Sure. Did anything come in? Is anybody actually potentially worried about their interest in the NFL with all these changes? Because there's a lot of complaints when the schedule first comes out, but I know where you're all going to be come game time.
Yeah, this texter says, yes, the NFL schedule will absolutely impact my enjoyment. I cannot stand Thursday night football for whatever reason. I hate the Black Friday games. I think they were a waste. They're unproductive, and it drains the product.
Did you watch?
I'm going to imagine the answer is yes.
Because that's the thing. Like, all right, all right, the Eagles play Black Friday. I don't know who plays Black Friday this year. I'm watching. What else are you doing? Like, what are you doing on Black Friday other than rush into the stores that you don't even do?
Nobody does that anymore.
You don't even do that anymore because it's all online. All right, it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
And it's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. This might take up the whole one. We have other stories, but we got to talk about Bryce Harper because he had a TikTok go viral, and he applies toothpaste in the weirdest way a human ever has in the history of this planet. He takes the tube of toothpaste, if you have not seen it, and he puts the end in his mouth and then applies the toothpaste, I guess, to his tongue and then uses the toothbrush to scrape it off that way. It's absurd, and I think the guy might be an insane person.
Yeah. Now, you do use your toothbrush and scrape your tongue, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
No,
but I don't put the toothpaste on directly on my tongue.
Now, do you do it properly, though? Do you flip the toothbrush and use the top of the toothbrush to scrape your tongue?
I got the auto, John, so I don't have the back
you
of
use
it.
the auto. You got the good one.
Fancy. These teeth don't have my accent.
See, now I have the toothbrush that the crest that you get at the Costco, and when I flip from the bristle side, it's the tongue side. You got to do that, by the way. That's why people have bad breath.
Yeah, I go bristle right on the.
That's why people have bad breath. Yeah. Scrape your tongue. That's so stupid, though.
It's very much. I'm gonna do this on camera. And people are going to talk about it.
That's exactly what he's doing.
I am just going to guess that Bryce Harper has not been doing that his whole life.
I don't even know anymore,
I don't think
man.
he does it every day.
He does so much weird stuff.
I don't think he does it every day. I think he did it exactly what he wanted to do, like the raw milk crap. I
think he actually. There's a lot of people in that society that believe.
Yeah, I think he's.
But there's nobody in that toothbrush society like that, and like there's no like the raw milk thing. All right. I don't agree with it a little bit. But there are people that find, well, some things during the process get eliminated from blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like bad things, but whatever. Like, there's not even hey, the health benefit of doing this.
No, you're just
You know what I
weird,
mean?
dude.
Like, my first thought was, all right, does he not want to scrub the toothbrush and the toothpaste on the same? You know how you're putting toothpaste on, sometimes it touches the actual tube, and you go, oh, man, I just put my dirty toothbrush on the tube. Well, you're putting it in your mouth. So, like, what is it? Like, it's not like that's doing anything better.
I don't know, but
I think he's doing it on purpose. And look, congratulations. We're talking about it.
I think we've learned that being a great athlete doesn't necessarily make you the most normal person. Those things are not always correlated.
My God.
But, hey, keep hitting the baseball. We'll be all good, Bryce. Now, are the Thunder going to be all good? That's a question as they take on the Spurs tonight in OKC for Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. Tied up at 2 games apiece. And SGA was asked about how they get Chet more involved offensively. And he had a pretty in-depth answer that I thought was interesting.
Just what are some things you think you can do to help get Chet a little bit more involved offensively?
Yeah,
That's what happens when you're playing against the unanimous Defensive Player of the Year in Victor Wembanyama.
Does make it difficult. Not exactly a show of faith there for what the plan's going to be.
No, I mean, I would imagine that part of the game plan is we can't go after Wemby because Wemby's going to be Wemby. McCain had a nice night.
Wemby's not as some of his post-game press conference stuff's a little not as big a fan. Not as big a fan watching some of his.
For what?
It just seems a little bit whiny.
Well, he's French.
No, a little bit whiny.
Yeah, I said French.
That's you, not me. That's you, not me.
I don't watch. I didn't watch his press conference.
And it's just he seems a little put off by questions.
I watched him put up 33.
He likes winning. He likes winning. When he loses, he doesn't like answering questions.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot of NBA players
little
that are
whiny
like that.
Sacre blue. All right.
Exactly.
We'll round out with this. Maybe I should have saved more time for this. The Vegas Golden Knights are up 3 games to none in the Western Conference Finals under John Tortorella. Does that bother you guys?
No. What bothers me is the way people think that he was a bad head coach and he was going to run this team into the ground, and that the worst thing that could have possibly have happened is if John Tortorella was ever associated with the Philadelphia Flyers. That's what bothers me.
Torts is a great coach. He always has been. And I loved when he would get the sensitive among the media and he would get them all clutching their pearls. And Torts was mean to us today.
Look, I don't think he wanted to necessarily be here anymore.
No, I think it had run its course.
Yeah.
It had run its course. And by the way, Torts runs his course.
Yes.
Where he is. Goes to a certain pot. Perfect opportunity there, though. Supremely, a really talented team that needed a kick in the ass.
But if you ask somebody, they would probably tell you that John Tortorella did nothing good here. And I would completely disagree with that because he helped build a culture that, look, sure, did Tocchet maybe do things, push buttons better that got them to that step where a lot of people wanted them to get to, and that's make the playoffs? Yeah.
And if you don't think that Torts played a big part in what they did this year,
yeah,
he did.
Well, that's why you hire him with like 5 games left, so he can't run his course.
He came in
season.
8, and that's the thing is he didn't lose. He got a point in every game, and he was hired with 8 games to go. Now they are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals.
I'm curious, you probably would know this. If they win, let's say they win the Stanley Cup Finals, would that be the least amount of times coached by a coach to win a championship?
Yes.
Like without
in the NHL, it would
I'm
be
saying
the least,
sports. Period.
Least regular season games, I believe it would be. No, it would be the Michigan coach that won the national championship that only coached in the tournament.
Oh wow!
He only coached in the tournament when their coach announced that he was leaving at the end of the season. They told him, "Well, get your ass out of here now." And they put the assistant coach in, and then he won the 6 games and won the title.
Okay.
So that'd be the least
almost
there.
had it with the Lincoln Riley thing.
But in the NHL,
they never really were almost there.
Not the Lincoln Riley thing.
Or what's his name? Lane Kiffin.
Kiffin.
That's the guy.
Better than my Anne Frank reference, Connor.
Yeah, that was.
All right, coming up next,
Annie Sullivan for Anne Frank.
We get back to our Phillies discussion. More contender or more rebuild, but also this NFL thing. Now, a very good response that I want to bring up from our YouTube chat about everything that's going on with the NFL scheduling. But for all the stuff that you've complained about, is it really going to impact the way you watch the league? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils win out west. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies shut out the Padres last night on the way to a 3-0 win in the series opener in San Diego. Jesus Luzardo went 6 shutout innings, had to dance out of multiple tough spots. Found a way to get it done, though. Kyle Schwarber and Brandon Marsh supplied the entirety of the offense, both going yard in the win. Don Mattingly talked after the game about Luzardo not having his best stuff, but battling through.
He kind of didn't seem quite as sharp today with command, a lot of deep counts, but kind of just hung in there, right? He kept making pitches, and he made some big pitches for us.
It was a big place to find a win with the start of a tough stretch going. Padres, Dodgers, Padres, the next 3 series for the Phils. Game 2 is tonight in San Diego, 9:40 p.m. as Aaron Nola tries to find a get-right start. He faces Ramon Vasquez in the pitching matchup. Eagles report for OTAs today as they begin their offseason team activities. We'll keep you updated on what we hear about the institution and the new offense under offense coordinator Sean Mannion. I'm sure we're going to hear about A.J. Brown a little bit as well. In the NBA, the Knicks crushed the Cavs en route to sweeping their way to the NBA Finals. In the NHL, the Canes took down the Canadiens 3-2 in overtime to take 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Now back to Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8:01 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Tuesday morning. No Amy today. One of the wonderful family members has the belly, tummy troubles right now, which you never want that.
So please do not bring it around us.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with her.
Hope she's feeling well. She'll be feeling well.
Yeah, hopefully she's fine. I know how that goes. You know how that goes. All right, our question for you when it comes to the Phillies, we'll get more into this NFL discussion because I saw a great comment that I would like to read from our YouTube chat. But when it comes to this Phillies team, who just dropped 2-3 against the Guardians, did win game 1 of their series against the Padres yesterday, so they're back at 500. They are 27-27. They are getting masterful pitching performances from Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler. Yesterday was such a confusing outing by Jesus Luzardo. Every inning he seems to be in trouble, and every inning he gets out of it, He pitches 6 shutout innings. Phillies get the win 3-0. Our question for you is whether or not when you look at the team, do you see a team that's closer to being a World Series contender or a team that looks like they're closer to a team that should scrap it? Now, on the scrap it side of things, age is obviously a big part of that. Talent or lack thereof in certain areas is a big part of it. Money and contracts tied up, which makes it obviously more difficult to scrap it. That's a big part of it, too. And some of the bad contracts, like JT Realmuto, I don't think is going to become the JT that we knew 5-6 years ago. Aaron Nola's not going to be that guy. But, like, Bryce Harper's having a good season this year. Kyle Schwarber is on pace to do just as much as he did last year, which was having a great season and being a runner-up for National League MVP. So you're getting some good things from some of these contracts of older players that are here for a long time. Now, on the flip side, because you guys are more on the World Series contender side than I am,
I'm not saying they're favorites or anything.
no, but the fact that you would look at them at World Series contender more than
I
scrap
absolutely.
it.
What
starting
number? What
pitching's the
number
big
would
part
you
of
put it at, Connor? If you had to go 1 to 10,
He was
World Series
51-49.
contender.
Yeah, 5.1.
Okay,
We're going to go to the decimal point.
World Series contender. I'll go. World Series contender. I'd go a little higher. I'd go 6.2.
See, in
the National League, I'd go 6.2.
And it's really because of the two guys.
It's because of the two guys, and it's also because of the fact that I know that 6 seeds have been to the World Series more than 1 seeds.
I'd say it's because of the 4 guys. Like, let's not pretend like Schwarber and Harper aren't difference makers.
Yeah, but I know how it goes in the playoffs. They pitch around those guys, and then you get the Diamondback series, or you get the Mets series, and they pitch around these guys, and then
they've not shown the discipline to say we're going to stay off of it,
or because they feel like they need to. Because you look at the rest of the team and you go, who's gonna be the guy that comes through? And unfortunately, other than a couple of Nick Castellanos moments over the years, you haven't really had many guys come through.
Yeah, but they're going to win you a game in every series they play in.
Yeah,
like
a
those
game.
two.
They won 1 game last year, and you got eliminated.
Exactly. Then you get a game from Sanchez, a game from Wheeler, and there's 3 games. We're moving on.
Like the bottom line is this: it should absolutely have been. It absolutely could have been. Game 1 should have been an easy Phillies victory against the Dodgers. It should have been a simple Phillies victory over the Dodgers. You had a 4-0 lead on what the best player in the game.
Yeah,
4-0 lead, and you had a shortstop who's a butcher that couldn't execute a play that just simple little league, just make a simple play, execute it. You had a manager who had the setup. Told you before the series began, Ranger Suarez is out there and Ranger's available to be used, and then doesn't go to Ranger.
Goes with Matt Strom, 92. Up in the zone.
I mean, it just is.
Yeah, that trade play wasn't game 1. No, that was later on in the series.
That was game 2.
But it was still mismanagement in game 1.
I thought Trey was in game 1. Trey had it in that game 1.
No, game 1 was just the Robertson up down, the Strom decision. There wasn't really bad defense in that. You just gave up a bomb.
Oh, I'm completely misremembering.
One of the games had the play at the plate.
I had the play at the plate in game 1. I'm misremembering completely.
But
bottom line is you lost 3 games because of a lot of the same issues. The bats did not come up big. The defense wasn't great, and the manager made a bad decision. And look, all right, what's the big difference? Okay, you have a different manager now. You have Magic Mattingly. Honeymoon phase over between John Kincade and Don
if he doesn't tell me what's going on with that, I need to know what's going on.
They had their first fight. Go ahead. You said you had audio from Magic Mattingly. So John Kincade, who's been in love. I mean, we literally had music for the two of you every time you talked about him so poetically.
Yes.
But maybe the honeymoon phase is over, and this was Don.
Well, he doesn't get a free pass just because we're in love. You fight with your spouse.
When was this?
This was Don Mattingly after the series against the Guardians, talking about the offensive issues in that series.
Well, this was obviously not a series that either team went out and just knocked the ball all around the ballpark. It was a really good, well-pitched series on both sides. Yeah, there's not a lot to say other than those type of games are games that, you know, they're playoff type games, honestly. When you get pitching like that, bullpens that are good, it's going to be the little things that we're able to do, scratch for a run here or there, that are going to make a difference. This series, we didn't do it. But, you know, in general, we play well. We just didn't score. This series could have went either way, right? We could have won 3 games in this series the way we threw the ball. We could have lost all 3 games in this series the way we scored. So, yeah, I don't know what much else to say. But it's not like there's anybody out there that's not trying to get hits or anything else. But the old saying of good pitching stops hitting was pretty evident in this series.
Yeah, I didn't take anything from that series. Like, I watched that series, I came away going, I felt more positive about the pitching and just went, that series is going to happen 5-6 times in a year. Like in a year, you're going to have that kind of series probably 6 times where you just go, the pitching's just great pitching.
It's the way he said it, though.
Yeah,
great
but
pitching.
if Rob Thompson
It's the way Hall of Fame Don Mattingly said it, that it was different.
No.
If Rob Thompson said we played well, we just didn't score, or we could have won all 3
it was
of those
that
games.
pitching. It was that pitching. He was the nod to the great pitching. That was great pitching from Cleveland's side. It was great pitching. I watched great pitching.
That.
I watched great pitching all weekend. That was fantastic. They were great. They were great games to. I love pitching matchups though. So to me, those are my kind of games. If I'm watching them do that against the Colorado Rockies, and I'm watching them do it, and he comes out and he says that, I'm killing him for it. If he's doing it against terrible teams, then I'm killing him for it. That's absolutely different to me. That's not the same. Not the same.
All right.
Okay.
Not the
Honeymoon's
same.
back on.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not. I need answers.
They extended it another week.
No, I need answers. I need answers on Trey Turner. And I'm telling you, I don't want the same old BS on Trey Turner.
I could see Johnny's like, man, this is a Hall of Famer talking right now.
Now I want answers on Trey Turner because he's killing them. He's an anchor.
What do we have on the text line about the Phillies? Are the Phillies, when you look at them, are they more World Series contender or more a team that if you could, you'd scrap it? What do we got?
Jeff from D.C. checks in, says, I think the Phils are good enough to get in the playoffs, and if you get in, you got a shot. Do I think they look like World Series contenders? I can't honestly say that, but they do look like a playoff team, and therefore they've got a shot.
Yeah, I mean it's we've seen the 6 seeds made the World Series more often than 1 seeds. The fact is that we haven't seen division champion, whoever wins the National League East the last 4 years, they've lost in the first round, and whoever doesn't win goes further. It's been played out for whatever reason. Now, that could just be a 4-year anomaly.
Could be.
But it seems like a big-time trend that taking that week off doesn't.
I just look at this lineup and I go, where's the?
I don't blame you.
Where's the offense?
I don't blame you. But do
and
you?
What year is it that we're having the same freaking conversation?
All right. Do you think? Do you believe? Well, do you believe that we're going to be talking about this coming in? We'll be having the same conversation in August. Or do you think this team is going to be by then? We'll be in playoff position. And we'll be feeling better about that.
All right, let me flip the question on you.
But you got to answer mine first.
I could see us still having the same conversation in August.
So
yes.
you do not believe this is going to change? I believe it's changing.
Well, and this is where I'll flip the question on you. You keep on saying I need answers on why Trey Turner's batting leadoff. My question for you would be, who else would you want batting leadoff?
Oh, I don't have any idea, but I've changed something up. I could have Bryce Harper batting leadoff. A lot of major league teams would have Bryce Harper batting
right now,
leadoff.
the guy that would bat leadoff is Kyle Schwarber. You and I both don't like that.
No, but a lot of teams would have Bryce Harper batting leadoff.
Well, if Bryce Harper doesn't want to bat leadoff,
I don't give a flip what Bryce Harper wants.
Well, Don
Can I make
Mattingly,
that?
Hall
Can
of
I
Fame,
make that clear?
Does he have that power
Can
to
I
say
make
you're
that
batting
clear?
leadoff today?
Yeah, he
kid?
certainly does. I do not have any care in the world what Bryce Harper wants. I want to win. I want the team to win. So no.
So you'd move Harper up one spot. Is Turner just dropping
No,
two?
I might try. I might try something. Just see if it works.
Because right now, like I look at 6 guys in my batting order not producing.
I agree with you. Trey Turner's
more often than not.
Trey Turner's so horrendous.
If Trey Turner is hitting, let's say Trey Turner goes on a tear where he's getting on base, then Schwarber's home runs become 2-run home runs, and now your offense looks completely different.
And by the way, you know, we're going to talk about a 2.5-week period where Trey Turner does
absolutely
go on that tear. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's baseball.
Whether it goes by the back of the baseball card, I do not think it does.
All right, what else you got on the text line? Then we'll get to this NFL thing because I'm interested to hear your responses to one of our comments on YouTube about the NFL and the complaints that a lot of people are having with the schedule and whether or not it's actually going to impact the way you watch football.
Our guy Xavier from Newtown Square, he's
What's up,
creating
Xavier?
drama between the shows. He's texting in still. We appreciate him. He says the Phillies messed up this offseason. Dave panicked when he couldn't sign Bo Bichette. In return, he gave JT that contract, didn't trade Bohm. We're not World Series contenders because we are such an inconsistent offense, and you need a steady offense in the playoffs.
Yeah, I just don't know who to rely on. Like, that's the thing. The team wants to win by the home run. They don't have enough home runs. And then the follow-up to that is, well, they do get on base a lot. Actually, they don't.
No, they don't.
And they don't hit the ball very well.
Let me ask you this question. How many teams in Major League Baseball, of the 30 teams, do you think know who they can rely on in a playoff setting at the end of May?
At the Dodgers.
And they might be the only one.
I think the Yankees know who they can.
Yeah, but they come up. They come up
don't.
small
No, but
all
they
the
do.
time.
No, but they do. They have come up. Well, coming up small. Come up small in the World Series. Okay. All right. I'll come up small in the World Series. We've seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen that here.
They've come up small before the World Series a lot of the times, too. I mean, look, the Dodgers finally broke through, and now they can't lose. I don't like the way this line's been constructed, and this is nothing new coming from me.
And we don't.
I've talking about this for years. All right, now the NFL conversation. So Jason Kelsey on the New Heights podcast was complaining about the NFL.
And he wasn't like going on a rant. But
No,
he's like
he
saying
was-
that what he prefers. The guy who works for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, but
was complaining about it not
enjoys
being on Sunday.
The special day that is Sunday, and the Sunday is not becoming as special. So Joe checks in on our YouTube chat because we're asking, of all these complaints, is it really going to ultimately impact you? Because, yeah, look, I could say that sucks that they're playing on Christmas Eve. I'm going to watch. I could say, like, I don't do the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving anymore. Those days are behind me. Like, I got nothing else going on. I can't wait to watch that game Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I'm in. I can't wait to watch all three on Thanksgiving.
I think it's going to be great. The night before Thanksgiving, it's not like we're doing the bar crawl. You might be, Connor.
Yeah,
as
those
a
days are
single man,
behind
you
me.
may be out doing that. But, like, I can't wait to watch the night before Thanksgiving. It's going to be a great night for watching NFL.
So Joe checks in. He said, what's more annoying is how much money we have to spend on streaming services. That, I think, is the number one thing that all leagues, not just NFL, NBA's criminal of it too, all leagues are heading in a direction where they are completely ignoring their fan base. But they won't care until we stop buying. And we're going to keep buying. We're going to buy this. We're going to buy that. We'll find this subscription. We'll find that subscription because people still want to ultimately watch. But I agree with Joe. That is something that I wish somebody could be like, all right, enough is enough. You can't have 6 games on 6 different streaming services. It's one thing if it's different channels, CBS, Fox, NBC. We've been dealing with that our whole lives. Streaming services where you're paying extra money out of pocket is ridiculous.
It's one of the things that people can go back and they can research. Before Hurricane Katrina, we can go back and look at America at what we paid for gas.
Mm-hmm.
And during Hurricane Katrina, when there were all the refinery shutdowns and everything like that, it was a catastrophic thing for the oil industry for a while.
Right.
And gas prices shot through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
We had $4 gas, $5 gas in some parts of the country, $6 gas. And what they found is over the 2 months, 2.5 months, whatever, that America had these gas driving choices didn't change. Gas prices never, ever went back to what they were when they got fully operational. Never went back. Because they realized we would pay it.
Well, not part of his necessity.
I
have to still drive to work.
The thing is, though, the NFL, but when you say that, is NFL has already proven it's a drug to people. It's a necessity. Look, they have me. I'm one of the sheep. I might as well be sheared twice a year. I don't know how often they shear the sheep. I might as well, Roger Goodell might as well come to this studio and shear me because I'm one of the sheep. Oh, what do I have to pay? Here's the card. Here's the card, because I'm one of the suckers that they can count on every time, no matter what they do.
You're going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're all going to do it.
I'm doing
Yeah,
it.
dude.
Now, I'll be honest. I refused to pay for Peacock. I just was fortunate that the previous owner accidentally left their YouTube TV subscription on my TV.
How do you know what's happening on Days of Our Lives?
I know.
Yeah, I'll
Seriously.
steal it, but I'm watching somehow.
Yeah, no, but I get what he's saying. Like,
And if it's your local team and it's on Peacock, it's on your local affiliate.
right.
You don't have to pay for
That's
it.
the one thing that NFL does.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for your local team.
NBA doesn't do that.
No,
NBA's like, no, Peacock only.
which is stupid.
MLS made I thought, ridiculously stupid decision to go fully Apple, right? Because They were
and
finally
they're less popular because of it.
They were finally building ground. They saw a money grab and they said, "Yeah, sure, we'll partner with Apple." And now people don't watch.
We used to watch Union games on what was the 17?
Yeah, PHL 17.
But when I hear this stuff from like Jason Kelsey talking about like Sunday and are we watering down the product, or people talking about the international games or whatever the NFL is doing, and they're like, that commentary sounds like you're treating the NFL like the MLS. The NFL is infallible.
And that's why our question is for all of you complaining, because I haven't complained. Ultimately, you can say all you want, and I'm still going to watch.
Right.
I wonder for the people that are actually complaining, that are upset about days of the week or upset about, holidays and all that kind of stuff. Don't give me it's work, right? Like I know Ray would say that because it is his job. But if Ray did not work at 97.5 The Fanatic, half the times I don't know if he does because he's out in San Diego now enjoying his best life.
Must be nice.
Like, is he going to would he not watch?
And Ray doesn't have to watch. For our job, we do not have to watch the Chargers play the Seahawks.
Hey, some of us are on these.
We do not have to watch those. So, I mean, it's not a game you have to watch.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, you're still going to watch. How many times have we gone through this with football? Every time something happens that is more than just the game itself, what's happening on the field, people say they're going to stop watching. Whether it's schedule,
they never do.
Whether it's politics, whether it's health and concussions, whether it's, DeMar Hamlin, like all these, like there have been a lot of things in the last 10 to 15 years where people said they were not going to watch as much or the product's going to be hurt by it. And every time that happens, the NFL just gives you two birds right back and says, yeah, try me. Right?
Yes.
They do, yes.
So that's why my argument has been with any of this, they're just going to do it, whether you like it or not.
And you can complain, but if you really, really are that upset about it, then back it up. Then don't watch. And I know you're not going to. What do we got on the text line on the NFL discussion?
Yeah, so something along that line of what we were just talking about. Jim in Nazareth says, Connor, you're insane. Only people international games benefit is the owner's pockets. Football being played multiple days throughout the week benefits the fans. If you've been watching the NFL for your lifetime and seen how this is going, do you really think they care about the fans as much as you think they do?
No.
No, they care about what's the bottom line.
They don't care about the fans.
No, they care about the money.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a business.
They're not doing it for the fans.
Look, and by the way, that's every sport. Like I there was a day you were out and DeCecco was in. I went on a rant about these baseball negotiations that are going to come up. And I think it was the MLBPA was like, we don't agree with this because it's not best for the fans. Keep us out of it because I know you guys don't give a damn.
They don't give a damn.
Every ownership group in every sport, part of me even wants to say the players. Like, they don't like, Bryce Harper doesn't care about guy in row 12, section 127.
Not at all.
Like, he doesn't care. He wants to win so that you're happy. But about his like, if they don't play baseball in 2027, he's not going to be sad about that fan. He's going to be sad about his pocket.
And the fans that will be like, I'm always pro player, man, because like I'm not going to be pro management. These players don't give a flip about you. They don't.
And management doesn't care.
They don't. Management doesn't care about you. And lining up on the side of the players, it's like, I'm always going to be pro player. I'm like,
they care about the money that's coming in, man. They don't care about you. They do. And I would tell you this, Major League Baseball players on the hierarchy of pro sports, and I've done this for 37 years, they'd be the lowest on the rung of caring about you.
It's like going to the movie and Tom Cruise pops on before the flick, and he's like, hey, thanks for seeing my movie. And you're like,
Tom, he thanked us.
Tom Cruise
Thanks,
cares
Tom.
about me.
Thanks, Tom.
And Scientology. All right, coming up next.
He does care about that.
NBC Sports Philadelphia. Johnny, they have their biggest storylines heading into OTAs. I have it in front of me. You guys can try to figure out, or you'll give your biggest storylines, and we'll see if NBC Sports Philadelphia agrees with you. That comes your way next, and more of your reaction on our topics today here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
3 hits, 2 homers. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies shut out the Padres last night on the way to a 3-0 win out in the series opener in San Diego. Jesus Luzardo went 6 shutout innings, had to get out of multiple tough spots to do it, but he found the way. The Phillies only had 3 hits in the game, but they scored those 3 runs via 2 homers from Kyle Schwarber, a solo shot, and Brandon Marsh, a 2-run bomb. Jesus Luzardo talked after the game about kind of battling through.
I feel like I've had a lot of outings this year where it's felt pretty grindy, but yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. The easy outings are always fun, but when you have to really work for it, I think at the end of the day, it kind of makes you feel better about it.
Game 2 of that series is tonight at 9:40 p.m. as Aaron Nola tries to find a get-right start. He could certainly use it. He faces Ramon Vasquez in the pitching matchup. The Eagles report for OTAs today as they begin their offseason team activities. We'll keep you updated on what we hear about the institution and the new offense under offensive coordinator Sean Mannion and all the other Birds news, including if there's any nuggets on potential A.J. Brown news as well. In the NBA, the Knicks crushed the Cavs en route to sweeping their way to an NBA Finals appearance. The Canes took down the Canadiens 3-2 in overtime to take a 2-1 lead in the NHL Eastern Conference Finals. This update is brought to you by Cirque du Soleil Lucia. Discover Lucia by Cirque du Soleil, a visually stunning world of light, rain, and imagination. Get your Cirque du Soleil Lucia tickets on the Fever app or at CirqueDuSoleil.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
All right, do John Kincade and Connor Thomas agree with Dave Zangaro, the top Eagles storylines heading into 2026 OTAs, which begins today? We'll get into that in a minute. But, Johnny, you have a cool event coming up this week with Johnny Marks, Middays with Marks. That comes your way this Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night. We are going to be out at 6 to 8 p.m. right after Unfiltered. We'll be at Chickies and Pete's in Marlton, New Jersey for a Flyers end-of-season roundtable. We'll have Flyers guests joining us. Jim Jackson, Todd Fedoruk will also be there and hanging out with us, too. We've got Maurice Pier ride and water park tickets to give away.
Oh, I like
We've
that.
got 2 Rally House $100 gift cards to give away, too. And it's all presented by the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook Act, Chickies and Pete's in Marlton, New Jersey. But Johnny Marks, always a next-level thinker.
Always.
So we got the 2 Rally House gift cards. So this is a good idea here is that we will give away the best and the worst Flyers jerseys.
Oh, I love that.
So what we consider to be the best Flyers jersey and the worst Flyers jersey.
So it's time to dust off the Briz.
So you wear your worst, you wear your best to try to win the gift card. So come on out, and we'll look forward to having you and look forward to seeing you. It should be a great time.
Trying to think, like, who were some of the most hated Flyers recently? Like Andrew McDonald.
Yeah, he was the first one.
Andrew McDonald was hated.
But does anyone have an Andrew McDonald?
Somebody has
does.
one.
You
Two
somebody
has
jerseys
one.
count.
Wait, you think there's somebody
Yes,
out there that
yes.
owns
Yes.
a stitched,
Yes.
like they spent multiple hundreds of dollars jersey on Andrew McDonald?
Connor?
I've
Yes.
got a buddy with a genuine Nolan Patrick. No, I know he was
Well,
higher.
that one makes sense. That one makes sense.
Yeah, well,
He was second
well,
overall
yeah.
pick. Like, you're excited for the second overall pick. Nobody was excited for Andrew McDonald.
this is Philly, dude. Someone's got a jersey for everyone.
And everybody always look. There are dopes who bought Kevin Cobb jerseys.
That's true.
I bought the replica.
Wasn't that you?
I bought the replica.
I have one request for you because we were promoting this event yesterday morning.
Okay.
When you guys were out, and I got a text from one Bill Colarulo, who
What's
you
up
can hear
with
2
Bill?
to 6. He just sent me a 3-word text. He said, "Get me Matthews," talking about Austin
Well,
Matthews.
he's. Can I just tell Bill, stop it?
Yeah, I
Stop
need
it,
you to
stop
do
it.
that again
Hey,
Thursday
Bill,
night.
Bill, what are you channeling the ghost of Mr. Snyder? That would have been a Mr. Snyder move. And having worked in the organization when Mr. Snyder was still alive, that would have been a Mr. Snyder move. Go get the aging, breaking down guy, and let's go empty the farm system and empty the draft picks to go get a guy who has been oft injured and everything. That would have been an old Flyers move, Bill. Stop it. Let's keep Bill Colarulo away from all decisions. Austin Matthews, no. And by the way, that has a 0.00 chance of happening. They will not be pursuing Austin
I wouldn't
Matthews.
say no.
Yes, you would. Please tell me you would.
I'd be excited about just like the guy, but
Tell me you're not going down this road again, though. Tell me you're not.
I wouldn't say no.
Oh, no.
I mean, if a breaking news sounder hit and Connor's telling us that the Flyers made a trade for Austin Matthews,
It would be the
I'd probably get
most
excited.
old school Flyers thing to do.
I wouldn't push them towards it, but I would be excited if
I'll
it
be
happened.
honest, I wouldn't.
It'd be more exciting to watch the 2026-7 Flyers because of that. But it would be the dumb thing to do when you've just spent the last 3 years laying a foundation of saying, we've cleaned up our books, we've gotten the draft picks, we're doing the right things, the salary cap's all worked out, and now we're going to go screw it up because Bill Colarulo wants to do an old Ed Snyder move. I think he's having a seance. For God's sakes.
I wouldn't say no.
Oh, my gosh, no.
I don't
yes,
think it's going to happen.
You should say
I
no.
don't think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't say no.
I
Just
think
say
about
no.
it. You write it on a coffee cup, I'd give it a look.
Oh, the two of you.
All right. What is, to you, John Kincade, the biggest storyline heading into OTAs for the Philadelphia Eagles?
How will Jalen Hurts react to Sean Mannion's offense and adapt to it?
All right. Connor, what's your number one story going into it?
I can't go with the same one with the offense, right?
By the way, Dave Zangaro's number one thing is a new offensive coordinator. So
Right.
Jalen falls.
But I take it from the Jalen angle for me.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote about it too.
Okay.
But yeah, like that.
That's because
the
Dave's a
Mannion
smart
side of
guy.
things.
That's the lock one. I'll go with what's going on at the safety position.
Okay, position battles is one of them.
One guy,
and
the one guy they have is Andrew DeCecco tells us.
safety is the weakest position on the entire roster after Reed Blankenship left for Houston in free agency. Drew Makuba is entering his second NFL season and is presumably one of the stars of the position. But after that, and then he goes on to talk about a bunch of names. I'm surprised none of you guys mentioned health. Because health, I think, is a major story going into OTAs.
Yeah, but in OTAs, we're not going to see it.
No, I get it.
We're not going to see health. No storylines come out about health in OTAs, really. I mean, because, we're not going to see, Jahad Campbell. We're not going to see Jahad Campbell at OTAs because he's not ready for them.
Right.
You don't see guys, they give people time off.
If Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson are laboring during workouts, I would be concerned about the season ahead. I don't know how their bodies recovered from their stem cell treatment.
They're not going to show you that they're laboring. They're not going to they're not going to allow you to. They're not going to do anything that's going to have them labor.
Okay,
this would be my guess. If it's typical OTAs now, minicamp coming up the second week of June, different story. That's going to be a different story. 3 weeks from now, that'll be a different story. Then you might see something at the minicamp. OTAs, it's a glorified country club walkthrough. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. What do we got on the text line? David's on the text line. Then we'll check out the poll of the day because the poll of the day is about our Phillies question about whether or not when you look at them, do they look like a team that's World Series contender or a team that looks like they need to scrap it if they could? What do we got on the text line?
So we have Phils and we have the NFL conversation. Which would you like to hear? Okay, let's go with the Phils first. Brian from West Palm Beach says the Phillies are a fringe playoff team. Playoff baseball requires a lineup that can create runs. In the playoffs, pitching is different. Teams stack rotation to opponent. Phils will see 95% of lefties they can't hit. They're closer to a rebuild than winning the World Series.
The opposing team doesn't have a good lefty, they're not going to say, "Oh, Patrick Corbin's left-handed. His ERA might be 8, but we're going to pitch him because the Phillies aren't good against lefties." They're not going to do that.
And we keep hearing this thing about the rebuild. They're not. You can't rebuild with these contracts.
Yeah, you're going way too literal for the question. It's what you see them as. Do you see them as a team that's still on the rise or on the decline? I guess.
Well, on the decline, yes.
I could change the question.
Yeah. No, but
it's decline.
Yeah, they can't because you can't rebuild with these contracts.
But if they're on the decline, then I don't look at them as then I don't look at them as a World Series team. I can't see a team declining as a World Series contender.
Why? You can have a better playoff. You can have a better. You don't think this team could have a better 2 weeks this October, 3 weeks this October than it had last year?
Yeah,
I do.
They were elevating the last 4 regular seasons.
I think they absolutely could have a better, but they necessarily were not playing better. 22 and 23, they were a better team in the second half of the season.
I think there's a pretty clear book, though, on how you go against this Phillies team from a pitching to offensive standpoint, and that book has come to light 3 straight years.
22 and 23, the Phillies had much better second halves than they did in 24 and 25. 22 and 23, they went to better in the playoffs than they did in 24 and 25. 24 and 25 have the gaudier records. Didn't mean a damn thing. To me, I'm not I wasn't the least bit concerned looking at the standings yesterday because you had spoiled it for me the other day. I had no idea. I thought the Phillies were worse off than the number you said. I thought they were 12 out.
They are dead in the middle of the pack when it comes to Major League Baseball.
And in the wild card race, I'm not even in the least bit concerned. What are they, 2.5 out?
2.5.
I'm not in the league. I'm not losing any sleep at all about this team being a playoff team.
Okay.
I feel very good about it. Do I think this team could play better in October than they played last year? Hell yeah. Because they were horrendous.
Yeah, but they were one pitch away, one swing away, one field away.
By the way, Connor, you were exactly correct. You were correct, and I was incorrect. The Turner stuff and everything was game 2. You were correct. I was incorrect.
Gotcha.
All right.
There was plenty to forget about that series.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I can tell you the Trey Turner at-bats were terrible.
All right, what was the football question or football text? Our question is, for those of you who are complaining about at least one of the following, right? Too many games not on Sundays, international games, holiday games. Is it really going to impact the way that you watch the NFL?
Joe from Lansdale says 100% it's going to change how I watch the league as a whole. Most people still work varying shifts instead of a dedicated Sunday. I now have to randomly plan time off every day of the week if I want to sit and watch multiple games.
You don't have to. You get the schedule on May. What was the schedule came out? Schedule came out May 12th. You don't have to randomly do anything. You know the one night that there's a Thursday game, and you know it 6 months in advance.
Yeah, what did he say in the text? He has to schedule around nights where there's multiple games.
Yeah.
There's no multiple games on any of these nights except for like Thanksgiving. There's 3 games, right? Like,
but there's only one at night.
But like
he might have meant multiple nights in like a week. But
okay. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're an Eagles fan, I would imagine you will find a way to watch the Eagles game. But like, why would you take off for the Wednesday game that's not the Eagles?
Yeah, now we're getting too granular.
You see,
with
that's
what
where it's
individual
just
schedules
up. That's
are.
where it's just up. If you're an Eagles fan and you're saying, I take off Thursday night for Thursday night football, I don't believe.
I don't think
you.
that you actually do that.
Yeah, I don't believe.
I would like to check your pay stub.
I don't believe you.
Whatever, the IRS now? John's throwing $1,000 to the Eagles to put out surveys.
I
We're
did.
checking pay stubs.
No, I'm just telling you, the Eagles took a survey, and I don't believe that if they gave the results of the survey, I know the results.
Poll of the day, Dr. Avedon Appel, Iron Mountain's men's health. 60% still say they look like a team that's a rebuilding coming, whereas 40% call them a World Series contender. This after a win.
Wow.
All right, coming up next, we've got our first Sixers trade proposal, all right, from a media member that would be in the know and could understand the market. Tell you who and what coming up next. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Love my friends at Benari Jewelers, and I tell you friends because they are. They're great people. Benari Jewelers in Exton and Newtown Square. They help me look like a winner when I give the gift of jewelry. And diamond jewelry is always something that you want to think about. And they have an amazing plan at Benari Jewelers because they have their industry-leading 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Your diamond never loses value when you're ready to upgrade it with Benari Jewelers. That's fantastic. Benari is a direct diamond importer, so you can get the diamond she deserves, the ring she wants, and still stay under budget. You're going to absolutely love it at Benari Jewelers. So whatever you're thinking of, whether it's the engagement, whether it's the maybe a birthday, an anniversary, I got a big one coming up next year, so I know that. Benari Jewelers has got it going on. Benari Jewelers, Exton and Newtown Square. A friendly, helpful, knowledgeable staff that's going to lead you through the process so you're going to get something that you're not going to get at those mega corporate box jewelry stores. Handcrafted gifts, something she's not going to see at all those other stores that's going to be impressive. That's going to say, hey, he cared enough to go to Benari. Benari Jewelers. Check them out online at BenariJewelers.com. Then go visit them in Exton and Newtown Square and tell them Kincade sent you.
proposals, you name it. And there was a trade proposal that involved the Philadelphia 76ers, and we all know that it's going to be one of the two guys that we're talking about. Do you want to take a guess as to which player they're talking about?
Paul George.
Correct.
Oh, okay. See, I was going to guess Joel Embiid.
It is Paul George. So Bobby Marks' trade proposal has Paul George going to a team that may think, all right, we're there. We need another piece. This could help us. And that's the Detroit Pistons, a team that, again, finishes the 1 seed and then came up small in their playoff series against Cleveland. They're a young team. So let's add a proven veteran, a guy that can play defense for us, a guy that can hit a shot. And they say Paul George. Now, the thing that I don't necessarily love about this is these Sixers are adding a future first-round pick. They do not specify the year. So it's not going to be the Clippers pick.
No, it's not that pick.
Like, that's gold.
That'd be too dicey.
He mentioned maybe a pick in 2030.
Okay.
So Paul George and a future first-round pick.
And I am getting rid of Paul George's contract.
Correct.
I'm all ears on that.
And then you bring in, and again, because this is where people got really confused a couple of weeks ago. I hate this trade. DeMontis Sabonis isn't better than Joel Embiid. It's not about the players.
It's about getting rid of the contract, folks.
Rid of the contract.
What you got to do.
In return, the Sixers would get Isaiah Stewart, so they'd never lose a fight ever again.
Beef stew, baby.
Remember, Isaiah Stewart's the guy that will literally try to kill LeBron James if they allowed him. He ran from one tunnel to another trying to get to LeBron. That guy is not afraid of anybody. So you already won that matchup, all right, the physicality match.
Okay.
Duncan Robinson, who remember him with the Heat. He was like the next big guy with the Heat.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, Spoelstra said, I don't want to play him anymore.
Right.
For like 2 years. And then all of a sudden gets an opportunity to play again and shoots the ball really well. Leaves Miami because he wants to play. He goes to Detroit, had a very good season as a role player with the Pistons. And you're also getting Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert, long time ago,
I got you.
was on the rise with the Brooklyn Nets, and that fell apart. So you're not necessarily getting players to try to win. What you're doing is you're getting rid of Paul George's contract. Both of those guys, 2 of the 3 players you would have for 2 years, 1 player you have for 1 year. But it also gives you the opportunity to make some other things happen. So that's the trade ideas.
I am listening. My listening ears are on. My listening ears are on for that one.
You add to your bench.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
if we're talking about trying to win still, because there are people.
That's just, come on.
Hey,
who are these people?
John, by the responses that we got during our trade Embiid conversation the other day, no, I wouldn't do it just to get a year off. I might as well try to win.
Like, who are these people?
There are people that still
They're part of the
think,
Ray Dunn cult.
There are people that still think it's better to try to keep going instead of just blowing it all up.
And I blame Ray Dunn. They're part of the Ray Dunn cult because you have said move on.
Yeah,
You've moved away.
I finally made it.
You've moved away. Ray Dunn has not. So I blame it. It's part of the Ray Dunn cult. These people that just can't give it up.
Now, help me out here because NBA contract situations are trickier than pretty much any other North American major sport. What does that do with the max contract slot you give up? Because none of those guys are on a max deal, right?
Yeah, you're losing the slot.
Right.
Okay.
And that's just for the upcoming season. You wouldn't be able to sign
Yes, for the
anybody
upcoming
there.
season.
And that's fine.
Are you trying? Like, and by the way,
I don't need a max contract slot for next year.
We're realizing, and Bob Myers, who's running the show, realizes that 3 max contract doesn't work. He straight up said it. We found out this year that these 3 guys didn't work. We didn't win with these 3 guys. Depth is more important than ever, is what he said. Out of the entire, you were in Boston, so you missed that. Out of the entire press conference, that was the best part, was him saying out loud, depth is more important than ever before, because we just watched a team that had 2 guys coming off the bench. One of them was Quentin Grimes, who you could at least look to do something. The other guy was necessity because Embiid could not play 40-plus minutes. Right, like Andre Drummond and Adem Bona were bodies to play 10 to 15 minutes. They didn't have depth. So I'm glad that Bob Myers realizes that. Daryl Morey clearly did not realize that. So you lose the max slot, but what do you care? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather ultimately you're making the money work. You're getting 3 players for the price of Paul George. And I'm still not saying this is some formula to win. It's ultimately to get off of Paul George's contract.
I'm in. I would do that.
No, I would do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely would.
They need to move off of one of the two. That is still the number one goal. You can tell me every article you read in the world that says they can't do it. I don't care if you think they can't do it. Their number one goal is to try to move on from one of these two guys this offseason. That's what the Sixers have to do with Bob Myers and whoever he selects to be the guy that makes that trade, whoever the next president of basketball operations is. It cannot be, you know what? We can't move on from one of these guys, so we're going to try to win with these guys. No, find whatever you can to move off. Do it.
I would love it.
All on the same page.
I would love it.
Yeah.
That is one, because you know what? It's a ripping the Band-Aid off. Got to do it.
That's
Also,
where we're at.
the Pistons being the Sixers graveyard team in the East would be kind of a funny storyline to keep an eye on, too. Them,
Yeah, but
Tobias
Tobias signed
Paul
there.
Reed.
Tobias signed there. Yeah. All right, what do we got on the text?
All right, so we have more people checking in on our Phillies conversation. Mike checks in, says the Phils cannot do a full rebuild, but they aren't close to a contender with this lineup. As we all knew, not replacing Bohm for more power, the annual $10 million failure in right field, bringing back JT, all horrific. Not to mention that it's evident so far that Crawford is not an MLB starter.
It really is amazing.
That's crazy.
I'm not ready to say that about Crawford.
That's so crazy.
You look around the diamond. All right, they could have moved off from catcher. They did not. They could have moved off from the third baseman. They were asking for too much. They did not. Right field, they could have tried something different. And they went back to the exact same well. Hopefully this guy can find that elixir that brings back the player that we saw 3 years ago. Adolis Garcia was 3 years ago. Max Kepler was 4 years ago. Whit Merrifield was 5 years ago. They did the exact same thing. It's just a different name. And if you look at the metrics, and you know me, John, I'm not a metrics guy.
You're not.
You look at the metrics, they're the same player except for the defense. Garcia and Castellanos are the same guy. And look at their statistics. I don't need metrics to point out batting average and strikeouts and lack of pop is the same thing. And Garcia's played more games.
That's amazing. I can't imagine they thought it was going to work. They thought it was going to work.
They got a good club. They thought they got a good club.
They really did. They thought it was going to work.
500, baby.
Woo. Yep, they're back. All right, coming up next, we'll get back to all our topics we've been discussing this morning. I want more from the people. Has anyone said that like they're not complaining about the NFL?
Not really. It's mostly people complaining.
But are they going to stop watching? Because I've heard this about. I'm not going to go through chapter and verse. I've heard this about a million things that's going to stop them from watching the NFL.
I remember when kneeling during the national anthem.
CTE,
that
all
was
this
the
stuff.
biggest one that I ever
They
heard.
were never going to watch again.
I'm never watching again. They could screw the NFL, and the NFL's gotten bigger every year.
And now we hate the schedule. And I bet you there's going to be more viewership than ever before this year. All right, coming up next, we'll get more reaction to that. Also, there are things in sports that just cannot be said, Johnny, and yet people still do. And we're not just talking fans in some cases or media members. What about players and coaches? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A nice start to the road trip. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's what the Phillies had last night as they shut out the Padres on the way to a 3-0 win in the series opener in San Diego. Jesus Luzardo, 6 shutout innings. You wouldn't have known it by watching inning by inning. He got out of multiple tough spots, but found a way to battle through for a strong start. Kyle Schwarber and Brandon Marsh supplied all of the offense. Both went deep in the win. Don Mattingly talked about the effort from Luzardo after the game.
He kind of didn't seem quite as sharp today with command, a lot of deep counts, but kind of just hung in there, right? He kept making pitches, and he made some big pitches for us.
Yes, he did, and ultimately resulted in a win for the Phils. Game 2 is tonight at 9:40 p.m. as Aaron Nola tries to find a get-right start. He faces Ramon Vasquez in the pitching matchup. The Eagles report for OTAs today as they begin their off-season team activities. We're going to keep you updated on what we hear about the institution of the new offense under offensive coordinator Sean Mannion and all the other Birds news that should pop up this week. In the NBA, the Knicks crushed the Cavs. They are now heading to the NBA Finals after sweeping Cleveland. The Canes in the NHL took down the Canadiens 3-2 in overtime to take a 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals there. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
and Eagles. Here we are. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5.
I like that, though. The cold open. It's good. It happens.
Yeah. So earlier today, here's what we've been talking about today. It's all right. Things happen. The Phillies, they beat the Padres yesterday, but they dropped 2-3 against the Guardians over the weekend, and it was kind of a same old, same old. The pitching staff was freaking dominant. Zach Wheeler was incredible. Christopher Sanchez was incredible, and yet the Phillies scored a total of 4 runs in that 3-game series, despite how great the rotation was. And they lose 2-3, and then they win yesterday, so they're back at 500. But one of our questions for you today, and we'll get more response to this on the Davis Honda text line, Feel the Davis difference in Burlington, is whether or not the Sixers are closer to a World Series contender or a team that should scrap it if they could. And it's the same story every single year with this team. That's my biggest problem is, man, they're just one right-handed power bat away. Well, every time you screw up the offseason, that means you either have to overpay in season or sometimes the market's just not there. Look at what's going on in the NBA. Like that buyout market, that's disappeared. In Major League Baseball, the fact that you can still be in it because of the extra wild card team.
It's made it totally different.
It's made it totally different. Last year, now I thought they were stupid, but last year a team like the Angels that were 2 games under 500 were buyers at the deadline because they were only 5 out of the wild card. Now, I can't believe they thought that they had a chance, but there are teams that, as Connor said earlier, ignore the fact that the Phillies are 9 games back of the Braves right now. They're middle of the pack with the rest of Major League Baseball. It's going to be like this in the next month and a half. There's so many teams that are still in it. They just have to have the heart-to-heart conversation. Hey, do we actually think that we're contenders this year? The way the Phillies have the payroll set up, they have to be. The Phillies have to be buyers. So they're always overspenders, but the problem is sometimes the market's not really there because so many teams are in it at that point of the season still.
It changes the dynamic. Now it's a totally different trade markets, totally different approach. And again, it's shown you that wild cards have just as good a chance to get there and get to the World Series as the division winners. Sometimes even better, which is crazy to me. But it's the way it works.
Problem is, I've seen how this team loses, and I think the league knows how this team loses, and that's why I lean more toward the side of not World Series contender because, like, that Guardians series just brought back all of the worst memories.
It does.
Of what I've been dealing with the last 3 years in the playoffs.
Okay, here's what I'm just gonna say this to you again: is do you not believe though that we're gonna see a week or 2 weeks where the Phillies are going to look like world beat? Like I truly believe, and we didn't come in for this yesterday because Connor and Gunnar took care of things. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
The Phillies had this 9-game stretch. I'm sure you talked about it, Connor, with San Diego, Dodgers, San Diego. 9-game stretch where, to me, I said, I almost, for my mental psyche about this team, need to see the Phillies go 5-4. Because I truly believed yesterday that they're going to go 5-4, if not 6-3.
And they're 1-0 to start.
Like, I just had a feeling that the Phillies have tended to rise to the occasion against some really good teams the last few years in the regular season, and it then lulls us into a sense of, wow, this team's a lot better than we think. The Phillies are 500 this morning. They're a better than 500 club. Much better than that.
I agree.
And so I looked at this 9-game stretch, and I said to myself, the Phillies are going to go minimum 5-4 in this 9-game stretch. I think they may even go 6-3. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out what happens.
This is a not who they are series. It's a who they can or series stretch with these 9 games. It's a who they can be. Like, I don't think regardless of what happens, we're going to come out and be like, oh, they're
now they're back. Now they're
exactly.
Right, exactly.
But this is where their ceiling is, who they are capable of being in a stretch. And that's something that's really important considering we've been on a roller coaster for the first third of the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's been a crazy one.
I really do believe it's going to be – I really do believe we're going to feel good about this 9-game stretch. I hope it works out that way. But
I hope so.
We shall see.
I hope so. And then there's the NFL discussion. Let's play it again. Jason Kelsey on the New Heights podcast. We all know who Jason Kelsey is, right?
Yeah, we do.
Jason Kelsey, he took to his podcast to complain about what the NFL is doing, going away from making Sunday the big day.
Sunday is the day of football, right? Outside of going to church in the morning, if you're still religious and you do that, Sunday is like where so many games happen. And that's what you grow up and you gear your entire week around watching football on Sunday. It's an institution at this point, the NFL playing games on Sunday. With every day that we keep adding in there, we're getting away from that just a little bit. And I worry that I think the game got big. One of the reasons it got so popular and big was because all of the game, it was an event. Sunday is the NFL, and everybody set their week apart to tune into their games that were happening on Sunday. And you're watching kind of all of them now take place across Sunday Ticket, right? I worry that we're getting away from that just a little bit by building too many of this.
And so I get what he's saying. Like, waiting all day for Sunday night, right? You're watching football all day on Sunday. But I'm going to watch the game Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and I'm not going to complain. And if anything, here's a deeper conversation that not many people are going to care. Majority of people I don't think will care. It'll make you a better football fan. And here's why. Red Zone does not make you a better football fan.
No.
Red Zone is, let me get drunk on my couch and see if my fantasy team is winning.
Sounds like football to me.
It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love... when I was doing pre and post game for the Fanatic with the Eagles, like I loved bye weeks. I loved when they played Thursday. I loved when they played Monday because I could get together with the boys and watch football for a day and not like have to take notes and what am I going to talk about and all this kind of stuff.
I like
right?
too is the Sunday or having a weekend to play golf too.
Yeah, exactly. There's stuff to do. Like that's all great.
Connor just nodded too. I like the scheduled weekend to go. Okay, golf. You can do something else.
Sure, but. Red Zone, you're not you're seeing touchdowns.
You're not
watching.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, did you see that game yesterday? No, you didn't see the game yesterday. You saw the 4 drives that they showed
highlights.
on Red Zone.
Yeah.
So I know that's a whole deeper conversation that I'm sure not many people really care about. But it'll make you a better football fan. Like if there's not as many games on Sunday, odds are you're probably just going to watch one now. You're going to watch the best 1 o'clock game. You're going to watch the best 4 o'clock game, and then it's Sunday Night Football. Because why do I care about Jets-Texans? It's Sunday 1 o'clock if there's a Bills-Chiefs at the same time. I'd rather watch Bills-Chiefs and lock in for it anyway.
Yes. I mean, it's like I don't like – I'm the oddity that I don't like Red Zone. I don't watch a lot of Red Zone.
I like it, but, like, I find myself eventually going to the game that's on if it's a better game. Like, if my game's not – if – I don't have Sunday tickets.
What's the game I do? I go, what's the game that most affects the Eagles? So that's one of the games. And since it's the back and forth, usually with the channel back, I'll go, what's the game that most affects the Eagles? And then what's the other best game? And then it's not – the Red Zone is just so, I don't know, hyperventilating to me. It's just too much. Like, it's too much for me. But
you get distracted.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't watch it for too long.
I'm trying to find when like the schedule really gets crazy because by the way, the first 4 weeks it's not.
No,
it's Thursday, Sunday, Monday, right? First 5 weeks is Thursday, Sunday, Monday.
It's really the holidays, honestly. Once you get up to like the Thanksgiving stretch.
Yeah. Okay. So what do we even complain? Like you're worried about something that's happening in November. And again, my point stands from what I talked about earlier. And we'll get to the text line here because there are a lot of people that aren't in favor of this. Come November. When my ass is inside and not doing anything and I'm bored out of my mind, I will look forward to having something to look forward to each night. That's how I am as a person. You and I are the same way, John. We book our next vacation while we're still on vacation.
Yes.
Because we want to have something to look forward to. Come November and December, like, what are you doing? Like, what else are you doing? You're sitting outside because you hate the cold.
Maybe they like to ski. I don't know.
Good for you. Go ski. You probably have enough money for it. I don't. Like, all right, here I'm at the Wednesday, the first Wednesday. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So you have Packers-Rams. Then you have the triple header on Thanksgiving, which is Bears, Lions, Eagles, Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills. Like, I'm in on all these games so far. Those first 4 games, and by the way, they're not being played at the same time, are all incredible games. Then you have the Black Friday game, Denver and Pittsburgh. I don't need the Rodgers thing, but whatever. They're going to put it out there.
And I think Pittsburgh's going to suck by then.
You still have 6 1 o'clock games and 3 4 o'clock games. Like, it's not like you have one 1 o'clock game and one 4 o'clock game. you still have games throughout the course of the day. And one of your 1 o'clock games is Ravens-Texans. I am watching that over Saints-Bengals, Raiders-Browns, Giants-Colts, Jets-Dolphins, Falcons-Vikings. I don't really need to watch those other games. I'm going to watch the one good game that's marketed at that slot.
And Scott on the text line sends in a text and says, think about it this way. On the Tuesday after Memorial Day, your focus is on the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL's getting exactly what they want. It's constant conversation about the league.
Absolutely.
And that's what they want. And Jason Kelsey is a sleeper agent for the league.
That Scott guy sounds bright.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do we know this dude?
No.
I'm not sure.
All right. What do we have on the text line? Because I'm curious. You said nobody's really in favor of it. Well, are they saying that they're saying that's going to impact them?
Yeah, well, people say
I highly doubt.
Who's not in favor of it?
Well, let's start with Chris from Harleysville, who
Let's
says,
see.
I literally do not watch Thursday or Saturday games, regardless of the matchup, unless it's the Eagles. Won't pay extra for trash games. Eagles get simulcast on a local station. Otherwise, I might skip those games entirely. We'll see if the NFL makes me prove that by eliminating
All right,
these.
so,
Okay, well, that's fine then.
If you don't want to pay extra money, that's like the one. Our
Then
YouTube,
that's
our guy
fine, I get
on
it.
YouTube earlier, I was like, all right, I hear it. I have all these subscriptions because my son likes all the shows. All right, like, Paw Patrol's on one. That's how they get you. All right, I got to sign up for all these things anyway. But the one thing I'll push back on when he says that Thursday trash game, they've gone away with that.
No, the games have been really good for 2 years on Thursdays.
Like,
that's an old talking point.
They don't just pick the worst matchup of the week to play anymore.
No, because they pay
Thursday.
so much for it. Amazon pays so much for it, and now they're getting a better choice of games.
Yeah, like it's actually gotten
That's sort of outdated.
better.
That's sort of an outdated opinion.
And then why don't you want Saturday? By the way,
See, now to me, I don't want Saturday because, and I don't think it's as big a deal here. I enjoy college football a lot.
No, but I mean when the college football season's over.
When college football season is over, though, but college football season is now going into a playoff of expanded playoff.
Sure.
So,
but like week 15 Saturday games, like we're talking division matchups for the division. Like they're good games. Like you're not getting trash for the most part. All right, what else we got?
All right, we also have a check-in here on the schedule, and this texter saying some of the same. Seth and Philly, I'm not paying for all the different streaming services that I would need to watch the NFL on random days. I'm totally out unless it's the Eagles.
All right, that is the one thing that I will agree with every time. The financial implications of having to buy all the streaming service. I got you.
yeah, get used to it.
Like the one guy we had earlier that was like, I base my life around, like, no, you don't. Like, if you have a job, you go to your job. Like,
You do not.
Like, I know.
That's fake news.
Yeah,
fake
like, I can't imagine that one's actually accurate. But I hear you. Like, you don't want to pay for all these subscriptions. I don't blame you. It's a lot of money, man. It adds up. Somebody did the math. I forget how much it was, but somebody did the math of if you want to watch a game every day of the week, this is how much you're going to be spending. And it was like 4 figures by the end of the season. Like, I get it. I don't want to do that either.
Here's the thing. There's these things called bars. You can go to them, and they'll pay for all of it for you.
That's true. That's
They
why.
do?
That's why your Miller Lite is $8 instead of $4.
I'll take a water, please.
I'm just saying. All right. Another thing that we're going to bring up here. So the Knicks swept the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yep.
And we hear things said about sports all the time from fans. We say we fall in the trap of things too. I mean, you and I just talked about bye weeks not that long,
Right?
Like about just how much it actually impacts teams throughout the course of the season. Doc Rivers, a few years ago, when he said scheduled loss, was something that you don't say.
No,
You know it's true,
but
Like-
you don't say it.
but you don't say it.
No.
He basically
Doc.
opened the door for jokes forever, but he wasn't totally wrong when he said it. It's going to happen. You'll have your Sunday give-up lineups if Rob Thompson's the manager of the Philadelphia
He
Phillies.
does, absolutely.
Like, it happens. But this is egregious. So let's go back to Game 3. After the Knicks took a commanding 3-0 series lead, Kenny Atkinson, who is the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
For now,
He was going to get like this huge extension. Now it's
maybe
we'll-
not.
Now we'll see. After he held on to those timeouts like they were his own children in Game 1, and then Knicks come all the way back and steal game and win Game 1. This was Kenny Atkinson after going down 3-0 in the series.
Analytically, I think we've won the I said 3 out of 3. We're 2 out of 3 in the expected. I don't know if you guys follow that. It's an expected score. And we won 2 out of 3.
Analytically, they're up 2-1 in the series.
This is the analytics dorks ruining sports. They're ruining sports.
I think this is making sports better because nothing's entertaining about a team getting 4-0 swept unless the coach says something that's stupid.
Gosh.
Like that he said that. And that was not
I think I'd fire him today.
That was not hey, we're playing well this series. We just need to work. Some things still need to go our way. You take that answer.
I think I'd fire him today. I'm being honest.
Analytically, we're up 2-1 in the series.
If I owned the team, he's fired today. I would.
That's an insane.
I couldn't handle that.
To say out loud.
Yep. Couldn't handle it.
Like, I get it. The Phillies right now. You want to make the case that they could be like 10 games over 500? You could, because the Luzardo, Sanchez, those two, Wheeler or Nola goes away. But the Luzardo and Sanchez batting average against balls in play,
right?
Like, they're really high up in Major League Baseball, where guys are putting the ball in play and it's finding soft spots in the field.
Luzardo's 1, Sanchez's 3, by the way.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Harrison Bader last year. Harrison Bader was batting like 600 when he put balls in play for the Phillies last year. That's going to even out. So I can make that case, but you're not hearing me say, they really should be 37-17 right now and not 27-27. No, because there's other reasons why you lose baseball games. There's other reasons why you lose basketball games, like holding on to your timeouts and watching your 25-point lead bleed away. But that was after Game 3. They lose in Game 4, Johnny. And our old buddy James Harden, the beard.
Well, he's just terrible.
Who, by the way, wants to sign a contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers because he doesn't want to play for like a 15th team. This was James Harden after Game 4.
Yeah, it was 4-0, but I don't think we had a chance as far as our best shot from a standpoint of the circumstances. Obviously they dominated us 4-0, but yeah, I don't know if I can necessarily answer that question. Just because genuinely I do feel like we are the better team, but series-wise, it didn't show it. So tough question to answer.
That's incredible. Give him a red clown nose. My gosh.
They were the better team in the series. They lost all 4 games, but they were the better team in the series.
Get him a clown nose, dude.
By the way, they lost Game 4 by 37 points.
And did you see what Charles Barkley did at halftime?
I did not.
Oh, it was great. He did the Sesame Street. Kids, the word of the night is quit. Let's go to the dictionary. And they had the dictionary with the spelling. And he goes, quit, Q-U-I-T. Phonetically, it's Cavaliers. And they have it up on the screen. Because the Cavaliers quit just like the Sixers quit in Game 4. Just like the Hawks quit in Game 4.
By the way, you can't say... First off, you can't say that you were the better team and get swept.
No.
All right, you can't.
No.
You can't say that when you did not even lose by single digits in any of the games. They lost by 11 in Game 1. They lost by 16 in Game 2.
Like, are you kidding me?
They lost by 13 in Game 3. They lost by 37 in Game 4. 2 of those games are blowouts.
I can't
I would say all 4 games are blowouts because double digits to me is not a close game.
I can't believe that he articulated those words. But to think that James Harden comes up with a loser take after a series is the least surprising thing ever.
All right, so here's what I want people to do. Things in sports that you just can't say, but you hear it still. And that, like, we were the better team in a series in which you lost, I think is something that can't be said. But it's still said every single year. It's said. What are some things in sports that can't be said, but you continuously hear it? Because you catch these things a lot more than...
Well, yeah, because and Connor will say, "Hey, John, you're being sensitive on words," and sometimes I am. Gosh, the whole "we're the better team" thing is.
I got a good one for you.
I put you on the spot. Go ahead, Connor.
The travel issues. Because it does happen with how much every team in all of these sports, our plane got delayed, we got in late, everything. We didn't arrive till like 3 a.m. and we had to play a game the next day. When you hear about the travel issues and the team talks about it after the game or the coach, that's something that you can't.
Yeah, and look, I get like your flight's delayed and you're not getting until 5 o'clock in the morning, but like Every team travels. That's
And
the other thing. We act like they're not flying. They're flying. The Spirit Airlines that's no longer exists.
Which is no longer in existence.
They're flying those planes to games. These guys are flying Airbuses.
And do you know how they fly? Do you know that these guys don't even carry their own bags?
Yeah, dude, they're nicer than my house.
Like they drop their bags and someone carries them for them, and they don't travel like you and I do.
No.
I think the like, to me, something that you can't say is, I don't think you can say going into it is, you cannot talk about injuries. To me, injuries are talked about too much, and you can't talk about injuries. Injuries are they're not an excuse, they are a reason. I don't think that you can use them, because every team gets injured. Every team has injuries. Every team has things they have to overcome.
Now, you might point out that some are more egregious,
but
like
I
the
don't
Lions
think,
a few years ago.
But I don't think you can bring it up in a game. When you've played a game, you can't come out and go, well, if we had
like
this
San
guy.
Francisco doing the whole
thing about that.
If we didn't lose our quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't do that after a game, which the 49ers had the biggest loser energy. But
Josh Johnson would never come into Philadelphia and win a football game.
There was never happening. Not a game of that magnitude.
Might have
either.
last year.
Not a game of that
Got it.
magnitude either. He wasn't going to win. Wow.
Last year sucked.
It did suck.
We'll get some more. Well, that was like one of his. How many wins does he have? Did he have more than? Did he have
more wins
one?
or more teams played for?
Oh my gosh.
Definitely more teams played for. That is a fact.
I don't know.
Really?
It might be close. We'll do the research in the break.
I think Josh Johnson's played for more teams than games that he has won in his NFL career.
Wow. Okay, that would be crazy.
I'll look that up during the break. Yeah, he has 2 wins. He's played for more than 2 teams. All right, we'll check that out for you coming up next. Also, do you count it? Something happened in baseball yesterday. Does it count? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies shut out the Pods. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies shut out the Padres last night on their way to a 3-0 win. The series opener in San Diego. They lead the league in shutouts this year, the Phils do. And Jesus Luzardo went 6 scoreless innings. Got out of multiple tough spots to do so. Kyle Schwarber and Brandon Marsh both went deep in the win. Luzardo talked after the game about going through the struggles to get to that point in the start.
I feel like I've had a lot of outings this year where it's felt pretty grindy, but yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. The easy outings are always fun, but when you have to really work for it, I think at the end of the day, it kind of makes you feel better about it.
And they made him work last night, but he found a way. Game 2 is tonight at 9:40 p.m. as Aaron Nola tries to find a get-right start. He faces Randy Vasquez in the pitching matchup. The Eagles report for OTAs today as they begin their offseason team activities. We'll keep you updated on what we hear about the institution of the new offense under offensive coordinator Sean Mannion and all the other Birds news that pops up over the week as the team gets back in action. In the NBA, the Knicks crushed the Cavaliers en route to sweeping their way to an NBA Finals appearance. The Canes took down the Canadians 3-2 in overtime of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL to take a 2-1 lead in that series. This update is brought to you by Cirque du Soleil Lucia. Discover Lucia by Cirque du Soleil, a visually stunning world of light, rain, and imagination. Get your Cirque du Soleil Lucia tickets on the Fever app or CirqueDuSoleil.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
John Marks, Sean. Coming up at 10, Middays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
The final hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to bagster.com.
All right, it's 9:32 here on Kincade and Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. Does it count in your eyes? We'll talk about that in a minute, but let's check the poll of the day. Dr. Avidan Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. The does it count in your eyes is baseball related. So let's check our Phillies question that we have as the poll of the day, Connor.
All right, our question here. Are the Phillies a team closer to World Series contention or a tear-it-down rebuild? 63% are saying rebuild incoming. Only 37% are saying World Series contender.
Yeah, and again, because there are people wondering, well, how can you rebuild? It's not the actual act of rebuilding. It's just when you look at this team, do you still see them as a World Series contender? And, yeah, they can make the playoffs.
I said 6.2 out of 10, yes. They absolutely are a World Series contender. Do you think they're a playoff team?
Yeah.
Do you think, okay, then 6 seeds have made the World Series more than 1 seeds.
But that's not just an exact science. Like last year, the final team in the National League picture was the Cincinnati Reds. They were never winning anything. Like they could get as hot as they want. That team
I said a
wasn't good
World Series contender. 6 seeds have made the World Series more than 1 seeds.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying not every 6 seed is a viable contender. And you could see the Phillies, if they're struggling like this and they find a way in, people are going to look at them as like they can't win at all.
Nobody thought the Phillies were a viable contender for a World Series the year they made the World Series in 22.
No, nobody did.
Nobody even in this market did.
Yeah, but there's also a book
Nobody
now on
the
this
year
team.
after, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
No, I'm not refuting that. I'm just saying like it's not the 6 seed you're auto a contender.
But you did refute it. You said it with the Reds. I mean, like, nobody looks at the 6 seed and says, yeah, they're viable, legitimate contenders. But you know what? The Phillies did it in 22. The Diamondbacks did it the year after. Nobody looks at them as legitimate. But
unfortunately, that Diamondbacks team put out the book on how to beat the Phillies in the playoffs, and that's how it's played out.
Yes, it has.
The following
Don't
2
throw
seasons.
the big 3 strikes.
Yeah.
Now, hang on. At a point 2 years ago when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, you made an argument that the Commanders, who played them in the NFC Championship game, were not a Super Bowl contender.
Because they weren't. Because that team was absolutely awful. They got to play the Detroit Lions, who were, I guess, down 7 starters of their 11 starters on defense.
Yeah,
right. But isn't that anti the argument you're making right now?
No, because they had to face 7 starters. If they beat a team to get there that didn't have 5 of their 8 starting position players, I wouldn't look at them as legitimate. None of those teams had any of those situations like that. The Detroit Lions, the Eagles Super Bowl was blessed by that.
Yeah, it was nice.
Let's be honest.
We would have whooped Detroit's ass.
Hell yeah, they would have.
Yeah, they would have gone to Detroit and won that game with them healthy. I don't know.
By the way, I looked up during the break. Josh Johnson.
Yeah, that's
played
crazy.
For 7 teams, and has played because he's still going. 7 teams in his NFL career. He's won 2 total games. And guess what? They're both for Washington.
That's incredible.
2018, he went 1-2. Last year, he went 1-1, and we know the team that he beat. Who did he beat in 2018? Now I'm curious. Is he 2?
Please tell me no.
Has he won 2 games against the Eagles? Is the
no
the question that I need answered?
No.
No, they lost both games to the Eagles that year.
Yeah.
All right. Does it count? Combined no hitter.
Yeah.
You count it?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Absolutely.
What do you mean? Do you count it? What do you mean do you count it? It's a no-hitter.
Yeah, it's a no-hitter. I mean, I laugh at the team that got no hit more so than I go, good job for the team that did it. I don't look back at the 2014 Phillies combined no-hitter as like some great moment in franchise history. I don't.
Do you look at the 22
no.
World
That's
Series?
That's a different question. You said, do you count it as a no-hitter?
Well, yeah, statistically it counts.
It's a no-hitter.
But I don't like recognize it as like some,
No, well, that's if you're saying that, that's a different question. You said, do you count it? It's absolutely a no-hitter. It's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, it is. Astros threw a no-hitter yesterday. Tatsuya Imai threw 6 innings where he did not give up a hit. Then Stephen Okert, that one's easier to say, only 1 inning. And then this is the coolest story of it all. Alan Burr Santa, ho, 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 throws 2 no-hit innings in his major league debut. So this guy's making his major league debut to finish off a no-hitter. That's kind of cool.
That is incredible. Can you imagine that? Like your family watching you, waiting to see your first time pitching in the major leagues, and that happens?
Yeah, and he's throwing 2 no-hit innings
That's incredible.
to finish off a no-hitter. That's
incredible to me.
That is really cool. By the way, the last player, believe it or not, is why baseball's the best. He is not the first player to be a part of a no-hitter in a debut. There was one other, and it happened in 1892. Now, this guy did it all 9 innings. For the Cincinnati Reds, no other than Bumpus Jones.
What do you say, Bumpus?
Bumpus Jones in October of 1892.
That guy had
his
a hell
major
of
league debut. He was an October call-up.
Hell of a right or potentially left arm on that kid.
Bumpus Jones. Good for him.
Okay, did either of you, Connor, you're a Southerner by birth, right?
North Carolina.
Do either of you know a Bumpus?
Do I know a Bumpus or what Bumpus is?
Do you know a Bumpus?
No, I don't know any.
I knew 2 Bumpuses.
Bump-by.
I knew two Bumpuses. That's what you get living in the South 26 years. I knew 2 Bumpuses. And Bumpus, one of them, you could go, you didn't have to do car inspection down in, you didn't have to do car inspection in the South, but you have to do car emissions. Still have to do the emissions test. And Bumpus would do your emissions test in Forsyth County.
It's a great job for a Bumpus.
Bumpus would do your emissions test.
That's
And Bumpus, what do you think Bumpus looked like?
Overalls.
Overalls.
No, didn't wear overalls, but give me a physique.
Did he have straw?
Give me a physique. No.
That dude is 6'3", 270 at least.
But his calves were gigantic.
Connor, like you're like picking him out of a police lineup. I'm guessing like 280. Played the old high school and college football back in the day. And Bumpus looks like walks like he's went through like the wars.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Bumpus.
All right, trivia question. Who were in the combined no-hitter for the Phillies? September 1st, 2014. You had 4 pitchers.
Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels was the starter in the game. Yes. He was pulled for a pinch hitter.
Yes.
Remember those days?
I mean, he also threw 108 pitches, so like he needed to come out.
I don't even. I got nothing, man.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't remember. I don't remember who the other people. All I knew it was Hamels.
All right, the first guy out of the pen, I loved him. Could never understand why it didn't work here. Actually left and was really good with the Texas Rangers. Jake Diekman, lefty, who threw from the side.
Did he go to Houston after that?
He bounced around a couple places.
Okay.
I loved him. I was like, I don't know how this guy doesn't strike everybody out. And he ended up being really good once he left the Phillies. Ken 100 Miles Giles.
Wow.
He
went to Houston, right?
Yes, he did. He set up the all-time saves leader in Phillies franchise history.
Pappy had it?
Pap! Jonathan Papelbon completed the no-hitter for the Phillies and is still your all-time saves leader in Phillies franchise history. People think he stunk here. He never did. The team stunk.
Also, shout out to Joan Duran. We haven't brought it up. 100th career save last night in the win over the Padres. Maybe
good.
he's going to be the guy that usurps Papelbon.
And blowing that series with the gopher ball the other night.
Ah, he didn't blow anything.
I mean, if the bats could score a run.
If you keep the ball in the ballpark.
It's the first home run he's given up all year. He's going to give up 3 of them over the course of the season.
Yeah, it was bad. It's okay, though. And by the way, his save percent, you saw where his save percentage is 3rd all time.
Who? Duran's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
His save conversion percentage is 3rd all time. He's approaching 2nd.
Guy's pretty darn good.
Don't let him in non-save situations. Their manager.
Oh.
See? I hold it accountable.
I'm proud of you.
I hold it accountable.
Proud of you.
They're on the rocks again.
No, I hold it accountable.
I feel bad for your love affair.
Would I question that with Rob Thompson?
Yes.
Yes. I'll question the same thing. I don't like it. I don't believe that the book.
If Duran had a scoreless inning, he'd go, man, great call.
No, I don't believe the book. I don't like the book
Great
on
call,
that.
Matty.
It's a baseball book says you got to do this. He doesn't like non-safe situations. He doesn't pitch well in them. We've seen that in his Phillies career. He doesn't pitch well in them.
All right, what do we got on the text line, Connor?
All right, so we have people checking in on both our Phillies and Eagles conversations. This texter on the NFL schedule says, I haven't watched the Thursday game since they went to Amazon only. I know it hasn't affected anything, but I refuse to buy a subscription for a subpar midweek game. If the Eagles play the broadcast, they'll broadcast it on cable, but I could care less about the rest of the
if you
league.
don't want to pay money, I totally get that. Like, that's the thing I totally understand. My biggest thing is when I see people saying there's too many games throughout the week now. Man, come November, and
gosh.
by the way, we just did this last segment or 2 segments ago. You don't really get that till mid-November. What are you doing in mid-November?
And can I give you the wah? Can we play the under that text? Can I put the wah sound effect?
Well, I get not wanting to pay money.
I don't want to watch. I don't want to.
No one's forcing you to watch then. Go watch Lifetime movies.
Well, and
Like if
well,
it's-
but to their point, they would be able to watch more on Sunday.
I don't want to watch. No, you wouldn't be able to watch more because there's more games on Sunday, so you can't focus on them.
That goes back to the red zone thing that
So
we were
you
talking
can't.
about.
You're not watching the games. You're not. Because you think like, wah.
By the way, I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
That Wednesday thing, that's November 25th. That's week 12. Then you're back to normal scheduled programming for 2 weeks. And then week 15, you start getting Saturday games because that's when college football's over.
Yes.
Week 16 is the Christmas Eve game. And then you're back to normal the last 2. It's only 3 weeks out of the entire season.
Too much football. Oh, it's too much.
Too much football.
I don't know what to do with it.
All right,
I'm going to.
Coming up next, you guys get to wish the magic contract genie. One contract away. I'll tell you which ones you get to choose from coming up next here on The Fanatic.
The Flyers' future is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5.
On Kincade Salciunas, 97.5. The Fanatic coming up at 10. Middays with Marks. Sean Brace, Johnny Marks. Sean Rodman filling in for Ray Dunn. Question for you guys. Because, Connor, you just did this. You just did the road trip to Boston. How many days were you there?
3? Yeah, 2.5.
All right, so you went to both games on the both full days.
So 2 nights. You spent 2 nights in Boston.
Yes.
Ray Dunn is currently in San Diego, and the Phillies are out there, so that was part of the reason to go on the trip. 3 games, 3 days. And so I texted Ray Dunn yesterday. I said, the beauty of this pitcher's duel means more time to explore San Diego afterward.
Right.
Because the quicker the game, and
Sure.
he's like,
Yes.
yeah, we were just talking about that, blah, blah. Then why are you going for the games?
What do you mean? You want to do both?
You want to be able to do both.
He's going to all 3.
Okay.
You did 2 because you missed game 1. You got there, what, Thursday?
Taking days off. Like
yeah,
this.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
If I flew out to San Diego, I think I'd go to 1 Phillies game
What?
and then experience San Diego.
No.
No.
If you go on a golf trip, do you want to play a 7-hour round?
Play 1 round of golf and then go explore. No.
Well, you're
When
not
I go
talking to
play-
a guy that's going on golf trips all that often.
When I go play Pebble Beach, I'm going to play Pebble.
Well, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go, even though I could go hit the wineries and everything like that, I'm going to play Pebble. It's going to play
yeah, but
Pebble.
if you're going Thursday through Sunday, you might be playing 1 round of golf.
Now, if I was going to a Phillies-Dodgers series, if you're going out to L.A., I'd go to 2 of the 3, maybe, and go do that. I'm not, but the fact that the one's an afternoon game makes it even easier.
Yeah, it's 3 hours out of your day. I mean, that's the idea. The quicker it is, the more time you get to do something else, but you want to do both.
3 hours out of my day where I could explore an area that I've never been to. Now, he's been there before, so maybe that's different.
Yeah, that could be, but I mean, and it's wow, that's surprising.
I'm
That's
just saying,
surprising. That's surprising to hear you say that.
That's the beauty of going on road trips for football games is 1 game, right? Like, and we just talked about this off the air a couple of days ago. Like, if I'm going to London, I would not go to London for an Eagles game. I would go to London for London. You know what I mean? Like, the Phillies might be the excuse. Hey, let's go out to San Diego to watch the Phillies. But then I might not go to game 2. You guys have fun.
Well, somebody said to me, like, we know Nashville very well.
Yeah.
Used to spend a lot of time there. Go, oh, what do I got to sightsee in Nashville? I'm like, Nashville's not really a sightseeing place.
That's a vibe.
It's like a place you get a hotel. Nashville's a great 2 or 3 night stay place.
Yeah.
If you stay more than 3 nights in Nashville, you will be bored silly.
But I like the Phillies better than I like any location they play.
Correct.
So I'm going to watch the Phillies.
Yeah, You're going to San Diego, and Petco's right in the middle of it. So, and by the way, right after you get out of the stadium, you are pretty much right in the mix.
You're there. That's
yeah. It's fun.
All right.
Got to dodge some of the homeless now because it's California.
I wouldn't do all 3 games. I wouldn't. I would do.
Okay.
I
Not
would
a
do-
baseball guy. We get it.
Would you
Yeah,
do?
yeah,
Would you
got
do
me.
2?
You could talk me into 2.
Okay, 2 then. But you'd have to do the afternoon game. The afternoon game tomorrow because you're getting.
Yeah, I'd probably
You're getting Zach Wheeler.
skip the second game.
You're getting Zach Wheeler tomorrow, right?
Sure.
Sanchez.
Oh, Sanchez tomorrow. Then you get Zach Wheeler first game in L.A.
Yeah.
So you drive up, you do the hour-and-a-half drive up, and you go see Zach Wheeler pitch in Dodger Stadium, which would be a must.
Let's look. We all got our wants. All right. You could wipe away 1 contract. I have 5 on here. Tell me if I'm wrong out of the 5 options. Embiid, George, obviously the 2 obvious with the Sixers. I have Trey Turner with the Phillies, Nola with the Phillies. I put Real Muto in there, even though his is not as bad in terms of years with the Phillies players, but it's still pretty bad considering nobody was going to give it to him at all except for Dave Dombrowski. If you could wipe away 1 right now, which one would it be?
Embiid. It's not even close.
I'd go Nola.
No.
I'd also go Nola.
You're taking away a contract in a non-salary cap sport.
It's going to be salary cap by the time it's done.
Eventually, but those will be again grandfathered. If it goes by other sports, those are going to be grandfathered in, so you're not going to have the same level of penalty. If it goes by the way other sports did the salary cap when it was implemented, Joel Embiid keeps you from being competitive.
And Aaron Nola does.
Because if you could wipe out the Embiid contract, make it go away, you could trade Paul George. And then this thing could get fixed much quicker. Much quicker. and you guys both love Sixers basketball. I've said it to you, Andrew. I love you for it. You've made me a bigger Sixers fan than I've ever been in my life. Than I've ever been in my entire life. You've made me a bigger Sixers fan. So I want a quicker trip out. So there it is.
I just if I could just make it disappear, I never have to see him pitch again for the Phillies, I'd be all right with it.
He's not competitive. That's the thing. Like, every other guy on that list has something that they bring more positive than what Aaron Nola has given lately to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Turner doesn't bring much more. He did last year.
Yes, he
Turner's
This year, he is not.
Turner's a
What
butcher.
has Trey Turner done this year?
He's a butcher.
He's been a positive impact for the Phillies.
I mean, listen, it's
He
May.
mopes around
And
well.
I can't do when people do the ignore the money. I can't. I'm sorry. I see that all the time. I'll ignore the money.
Okay.
I can't.
Last year, Aaron
My
Nola.
man couldn't even smile at Elmo.
Okay,
When Elmo was there, he couldn't even smile at Elmo.
Hey, Elmo.
Stop with the Elmo. Last year, Aaron Nola pitched to a $17 billion ERA. Trey Turner won the National League batting title. They're not in the same conversation.
And Nola's gone up since then, too.
Hey, Elmo. Hey, Mr. Trey Turner.
Yeah, that was weird. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Elmo.
Everyone at least played along. Shocking, Bryce Harper pulled off an Oscar nominee.
Bryce Harper did great. No, but you know what, though? Bravo,
No, it was
Bryce
great.
Harper. You're
Trey,
doing it
Trey
for the...
Turner's like, hi, Elmo.
Hi, Elmo.
What's this?
I make
Get the
300.
hell out of here, dude. Life isn't that freaking hard, Trey.
I make 300 million, and I need another standing ovation.
Yeah, life ain't that hard for people making
I swear to
$300
you.
million.
I swear.
Just saying.
Just mopey mope.
You got a beautiful family.
Go mope
You're
elsewhere.
making $300 million playing a kid's game, and you can't smile at it.
Mope.
You can't pretend to be happy to see Elmo. Are you freaking
Go
kidding me?
mope Oh, mate, they're asking me.
And then you're going to bobble a tailor-made double play a week later?
Hey, Trey.
Elmo probably laughed watching that
Hey,
play.
Trey, we need you to go over and do this thing with Elmo. Really? Seriously? Okay. I'll do it. All right.
Phil's back in action tonight.
No Elmo in the building.
Who's we don't know. He might be doing
might
a
be
tour
there.
around Major
I
League.
hope he avoids Trey Turner if he does.
Phil's, we got Noel on the bump. Wow.
Yep.
Look at that for timing.
No, watch him put a performance together tonight.
Yeah, when nobody's watching in the middle of the night.
Watch him put together a performance tonight.
He's the golf
Maybe
game.
like how about let's go over under on outs tonight for Nola.
So 5 1/3, what would that be?
That
That's
would be 16 outs.
16
You're
outs?
saying 16 outs?
Under.
Oh, well, no. You put the number of outs he's going to get.
Yeah, I put it at
No,
16.
not over unders. How many outs is he going to get?
All right, 14 outs. So that's 4 2/3.
I think 16 is a pretty good number, and I'll take the over.
I'm going to go 17. 17 outs. The way they've been hitting San Diego, he may be the elixir to fix them.
Yeah, but if you can get him through 5, that's a win tonight.
Oh, no. They'll be so thrilled.
Not like you win the game, but like that would be a win
No,
for
they
what
would be
we've seen
so
from Aaron Nola.
thrilled to get him out of there with that. That'd be wonderful. That'd be fantastic.
So am I dozing off to the Phillies down 3-0 in the second inning?
No.
Probably.
No, you're not.
You said you hear him? That's
No.
his boy, too.
No, you're not.
Crazy. All right, everybody have a great rest of your day. Middays with Marks comes right next here on The Fanatic.